And good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 10th race of this 2024 SimRacingHub F1 Championship on the RFactor platform. You're live on GTCQ TV. I'm François Goulet, your host. Alongside me, Matt Hartley, as usual. And before we get to the deep things, let's talk about the Drivers' Championship and increasing his lead. Argenis Riera last week won the race, and he has 16 points over Josh Mills in second position. And then János Magasrevi in third position, really getting that third position solidified with a 125 points. So he has about 48 points over fourth position with Otto Acosta in fourth, and Glenn Cooper following in fifth position wraps up the top five of our championship right now. And I spoke about Matt Hartley. He's with me tonight again. And Matt, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I was a lot better about 5 seconds ago because I just realized that Otto Acosta is not here. Where is he?
Oh, not yet. I had 17 drivers on track when I last took a look, and the quali is about to start in about 10 minutes. So we remember that last week sometimes we had late arrivals. So I hope we'll see Otto Acosta, because it would be really unfortunate if he misses this race, because he has some points to grab up in order to try to catch János Magasrevi. And point out, I'm saying János because I heard from my boss, she's from a Hungarian descent, that János is pronounced like that, and we're in Hungarian. So I mean, I got to deliver.
I will continue with Janos.
Okay, let's say Janos, and I'll ask
Yeah.
him if he gets a podium if I have to pronounce Janos.
How about it's Janos if he does well and Janos if he does bad? How about
All
we do
right.
that? Now,
Okay.
the question is, are you ready? Are you ready for 980 turns around the Hungaroring tonight?
You
Francois?
took out your calculator for that?
Yeah, remember in the old days in school when they would say, you're never going to have a calculator on you at all times? Well, cell phones, wonderful thing.
Yeah, no, they did not forecast that. Yeah, well, I'm ready for that. I'm ready because the past race we had 2 weeks ago in Silverstone, I remember having a blast. And I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I was tired today. I'm working a lot these days, but I feel really relaxed right now. I'm happy to be here. The drivers are on track, so I'm just letting everything from my regular life aside, and I'm just here to enjoy a good piece of sim racing.
For sure. And it's a strange lap. I'll talk a little bit about this track, the Hungaroring. There's some minute 13 best lap time right now. So it's not a long lap, but it feels a lot longer. It feels like there's a lot of turns. There's a lot of areas that you can make mistakes on. It's called the track version of Monaco, right? Is what the circuit is kind of known as. So overtaking, well, we'll see. We'll see if there is going to be some. Usually in sim racing, there is some, especially into turn 1. Great opportunity to pass into turn 1. Then also into turn 2.
Yep.
Unless I'm mistaken with any hidden. No,
not this time around. We don't have in that was Imola, and that was also Red Bull Ring when we have those hidden corners. And I saw the track layout between 3 and 4. There might have been that little king that they could have renamed corner 4. But they didn't, so it's a real old school track, off cambers, blind corners, and they compare it like they baptize it the go-kart track. So Monaco, but without the walls.
Yep. For sure. And the one thing is, this might be Monaco without the tires, because the compound of tires here, we have the softest compounds. Yep. And last race, it's almost the opposite. They like to keep us on our toes. So last race we had no issues with tire wear at all. They had the hardest compounds, and the hard compounds were actually so hard that you couldn't use them. Now we've gone with the softest compounds, and the softer, so soft that you can't use them. So it's going to be very, very interesting for sure. Yeah,
well, I saw some drivers during practice dropping times. So I started with Josh Mills earlier, and I think he was on the harder compound. He was doing times around the 1:18. That was the best laps. And I saw the laps decrease in time, 15th. And now I think the fastest lap is about 1:13, if I'm not mistaken. So you're saying we're not going to see the softer compound? Probably not for duration, but we never know at the end if someone wants to pull the fastest lap trick like we've seen a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think by what the sounds of the drivers are talking about, they might last a lap.
Oh, really? Okay,
well, I mean, obviously it'll last longer than that, but the optimal life is certainly going to end very, very quickly. So it's going to be, very interesting. This is not typically a circuit that you want to do a lot of stops because the pit lane is quite long. Mm-hmm. It's quite slow. You don't really get to skip any corners. You do come up the inside of the last turn, but that doesn't really save you much time. So probably looking at quite a long pit delta. And you also want track position. So you don't usually like to pit because you want to be out front and in track position. So it's going to be definitely a strategic challenge. Elise Tape is back. He's talking. Yeah. And also he talked about in the chat, he was trying to do a little bit of a sneaky trick. He said, I don't have a lot of time to practice. What's the optimal strategy on the Discord chat? And guess what he got? Bupkis for a response. Absolutely nobody told him. Everybody said that's a secret. So, everybody's friendly here at SimRacingHub, but not that friendly.
Well, we have been misled, Matt, because we have seen the replacements from last week. So let's talk about them. We had Darren Fisher for Ferrari, who was replacing Richard Walcott, if I'm not mistaken. And where I was kind of when I misread is that we have Alejandro Sanabria, who was we got 3 Haas's. So one driver will have to get his ticket out Or maybe there's a replacement that was in the wrong car. Maybe Sanabria is going to switch because Elise Tape is here, and his teammate Thomas Shepard is also in his usual car. I'm not seeing. We don't have Zeke Montero on track, which is on.
He's supposed to be here.
Well, there's 19 drivers so far. Usually we have a maximum of 20. We like to see Zeke Montero, our main ringer for the season, because he has a great spot in the driver's standing. I think Montero is sixth. Yeah. Sorry if I'm not mistaken. Sixth. French Canadian here. Never forget that. So, yeah.
In Hungarian?
Krishnivis Montero, no, so Zeke Montero in 6th position, and he missed 4 races. No, I'm sorry, I was reading Walcott. He missed just 1 race, Zeke Montero. Yeah. So that means he's a full-time driver for this season. He has missed less races than a few regular drivers. So, and he's always box office to watch in these races. But while we're talking about Montero, I want to talk also about the great performance about Janos. Yeah, that was a great performance. So Janos Magasrevi, who took the 2nd spot on the podium last week, and that was a first in the season. That was a first newcomer on the 2nd spot.
Yeah, it's been pretty much, it's been Riera and Mills the whole way, right?
Yeah.
Riera Mills, Riera. No, nobody else has been in there. No Francois. So
no, I'm not driving. I'm letting these guys just fight it out. I'm relaxing. So
the nice thing is here tonight is you get to relax. You get to go on board with these drivers, and when they're in a rhythm on the qualifying lap, the middle sector when it's flowing, it's a really nice track to drive. Like it when the car is good. So although there might not be too much overtaking, it's quite a fun race to drive as a sim racer for sure, because there's lots of action going on. Yeah, I remember leading one of these races one time. I know, way back in the day. It seemed like an easy race, was way out front, but it still was entertaining and fun. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with these 3 horses. Obviously, we're waiting for Otto Acosta, so maybe McLaren. Oh, he's back. Otto is in. So we have both McLarens. So right now we are short.
We have our 20 drivers. Yeah,
we're short of Montero, and we have an extra horse. So that's how you do a proper ringer. You add a 3rd car.
Yeah, well, there's a fun fact about that. Okay, so let me say that this is a fun fact. Back in the day, like in the early 90s, they used to have pre-qualifying because they have like sometimes 33 cars that wanted for 26 spots. So they have pre-qualify once or pre-qualifying, 1 or 2. And then when the race start, a car that didn't qualify decided to go on track, starting from the pits unnoticed. And then it's when his engine broke at like lap 8 or something that everybody figured out that this driver was not supposed to be in the track. So he's the only driver who has been in the race but didn't start the race, didn't complete the race, or you look it up. It is box office. It's things that you can't make up. It wouldn't happen these days, but it was the type of thing that happened in Formula One 30 years ago.
I'm just glad that they don't do the running to the cars thing, because
like in Le Mans.
That would change. That would definitely change the, maybe finally Riera wouldn't be the first one out of the pit. I'm sure he's a very fit gentleman, but maybe somebody will be able to kind of beat him. Richard Walcott would be my favorite in that one because he did track apparently.
I would have taken Usain Bolt to drive my car.
Yeah, apparently.
Olympics coming, by the way.
Soon. Is that going to be broadcast on GTC QTV?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I want to point out too that our regular producer Jazz is not here. We have Nicolas Allard, who actually replaced you in the booth with me a few races ago as our producer. So we're going to try to follow his input because he's going to be your main broadcaster for images. So we're going to try not to, miss a lot of good stuff on track. And we were talking about overtaking. So we all saw the real race probably last weekend. It was a fun race. There was a few overtakings, but you say like in sim racing, we might see more overtaking that we would usually see in real life. And I think people might be a little more aggressive. Now we're mid-season, points are important. So do you think we're going to see a few launches?
It's definitely possible. I mean, we've seen some collisions. We can't forget the Riera Mills. I would think that Josh Mills is going to want to steal another one from Riera.
Yeah.
The real question is anybody going to be able to steal from Riera the first place onto the track for qualifying?
Let's see that. Let's see that, because we're about to start the quali trackside, and I'm going to be looking at Riera just to figure out if he comes out first. We know there might be bribery involved and things like that, but the cars cars are getting out.
Yeah, he's up first out. He has the first garage slot.
Yeah, he has the first garage. So I think it's more this game as real. It has a lot of realism, and it's not random. If you got the first spot, you all have the possibility to get out at the same time. So there's no way, if he's sharp on his timing, that another driver will steal his spot. When we play our game, GT7, it's random. Sometimes you're like the first in the server, and like you want to get out of the pits, but you just can't. So it's really frustrating sometimes not to be able to start as you're, on your pit box position. Let's put it that way.
I'd like to I think what we should do is we should go on board with Mills for this lap. And the reason is because it'll be interesting to see how much of a gap to Riera he leaves. Also, how fast these guys are going to do the outlap. Obviously, these soft tires, as we've said, don't last that great. So, Mills is already touching the grass.
Yeah, I've seen him lose the car at this particular chicane. If you guys are watching the same images, because we're watching Mills in car. I saw him lose control at the chicane in practice.
Yeah. It's just interesting because this corner right here, you will see Riera, right? So you see how far ahead Riera is. So we'll get an idea, hopefully, on this lap of whether we're going to close into Riera or whether Riera is going to be on a better lap than us. The bet is on Riera right now, so let's take a look at Josh Mills coming around the last turn. Going to baby it around the last corner. Don't hit the gas too early. Then use the curb, light up the tires, and here we go. We're down the front straight. We're in 7th gear. We're going to into 8th gear. Brake hard into the first corner, get the car turned in. Doesn't matter if you hit the apex, you want to get a nice exit. He really got in the power early, but that would have cost him a bit of time. Now you're going to go all the way up into turn 2. Several lines around this corner. Don't lock the inside wheel. Super easy to do it around the unbalanced corner. Easy flat through turn 3, and now up the hill into a great turn 4. Watch this. I love that turn. You just a quick downshift and then flick into this long corner. You can use all of that kind of rumble on the outside. This chicane is fantastic. Nice and smooth through there. A little wiggle there. The yeah. He's definitely fighting the car. Understeer. That corner is just kind of a lazy corner. And now you're going to hit the really kind of fast section to end the lap. Brake into turn 12 here. You can usually hit the curb on the inside. Mills did not want any part of it, and he got bit on the outside. But now you're just kind of trying not to make a mistake. You're not going to make any time up around these last 2 turns. You're only going to lose time. You got to roll the car through. What does Riera do? Genis Riera with a 13-1, and Josh Mills with a 13-8.
So that's another huge gap between Riera and Mills on the first laps of qualifying. We have seen Mills fighting the car maybe twice, but that's enough with a Formula One to be able to destabilize you and lose a few tenths. This is a driver's track, really, and unlike this championship, usually, in real life, this is a track that sometimes brings us unusual winners. So we would love to see something, something coming out with an unusual maybe leader in the race, and we don't know. I mean, it's a hard track, so Riera might do that mistake that we're not really hoping for, but I mean that Mills need in order to catch up in the championship.
For sure, and if you want a unusual or not typical winner, P4 right now Glenn Cooper just popped into P4 with the McLaren, which is, I believe, the highest that we've seen him all season, really, in qualifying pop up there. He's been having some good races, but he's not necessarily been starting right near the front, so that would be a good place to start. Magus Revi, of course, locked into third. Did he even do a lap, or did they just put him in third?
I think by default they put him there because that's his
spot.
That's his spot. He's in the no man's land of third position, and so Mills in the pit just trying to getting new tires. Riera, same thing. So we're gonna have how many? We're gonna have probably another 2 laps, if lucky.
Maybe. Yeah, it's gonna be, honestly, it depends, because again.
Oh no, they have to do their in lap. So
yeah,
okay.
I don't think so, because the problem is the out lap. Again, drivers aren't really gunning the out lap because they don't want to take anything out of the tires.
Yeah.
And also, if you got to watch behind you, make sure there's nobody coming on a fast lap. Jean-Pierre Lalancette just popped himself into P6 in the Red Bull, which has pulled him back up the order. So some interesting positions. Elise Tate hasn't missed a beat. He's in P5 in the Haas. Do we still have 3 Haas's?
I'm trying to look. I don't think we do. Nope. No, because I remember the
Sanabria is gone.
Yeah, he's not here anymore. But maybe, you know what? It might have been here because maybe Tate was not certain that he would do the race. Sometimes say, "Hey man, I'm gonna try to do the race, but if I can't, could you replace me?" And then he just comes at the right time. And I'm actually looking at Riera.
Yeah, very interesting. Riera warming up the
tires. Yeah, so we are on cockpit view ourselves with our Argenis Riera.
Interesting.
If Nick wants to come along with us, we're going to see Riera starting a hot lap. So he's going really wide.
No, that was illegal.
yeah. I think that was not. I think that was not actually on purpose.
No, we went too wide. I watched him do it. He does run the wide, and lovely distraction going into turn 1 with that car on the pit lane on the inside. Obviously doesn't affect him in any way, but look at how much smoother the exit is, getting the power down from Riera out of turn 1.
What about that corner, turn 2, like that off camber?
Yeah, it doesn't make, honestly, you don't need to hit the apex at all. The key thing is to not lock the front tire, because the front left tire is so easy to lock, and you just want to roll the speed around. It didn't look like he was anywhere near as aggressive through turn 4 as Mills is. So Mills is really pushing the car. I mean, this lap don't think this lap is going to challenge for the 13-1 if I'm just kind of making...
Well, that's a good banker, that 13-1. I mean, Mills did a good lap, and even there, he's more than half a sec away from Riera's time. So
Mills is fighting it around the last corner. Mills is actually bailed on the lap, and he's coming to the pits, but he's going to get another go.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he has to do. If you don't have a good lap, that's really smart, really clever from Mills. He knows he's not going to... Oh, okay, no.
Riera's in.
Yeah, is that him? Riera as well.
Too. Yeah, so neither of these guys, are able to do anything. Let's go with Magus Revi, because he looks like he is on a lap, and he is pushing.
Yes.
Through the fast turn 11 in that Mercedes. Turn 12.
Oh, wow. Well done.
Yeah, that's a great turn 12. Just clip the apex. Just give it a little kiss, like an Italian does on the cheek of a Nona. And then around the final corner, let it roll to the outside.
Well done.
Magus Revi.
Pretty fast, but Magus Revi. Oh, he's not that far from Mills.
No, he improved a lot. He found half a second.
Yeah.
So a really good run from him.
So that's done for him, because 2 minutes 13 seconds. There's no in lap possible and out lap possible at this rate. But looks like he's pushing again. He might be trying another lap on these tires.
Well, when you see that you're only less than 0.2 behind Josh Mills, you definitely want to give it another go. Usually this means you make a big mistake, because you have to gain time from the lap you just did. Beautiful chicane. He took a lot of curve on the second time, but that's fine.
Yes, sir.
That's allowed. You're allowed to take curve. We like it. We like a driver that takes curve.
That's aggressive driving. I'm all for that.
11 is just painful to watch Janos's car around turn 11. 12 is beautiful, but 11 is just, it's understeering.
Oh, we got a car in the grass at 12. No, that's 13, sorry.
So
Oh, but no, okay, Magus Revi aborting, but Riera about to start is hot lap, and Mills following not far behind.
So Riera didn't go anywhere near as wide going into the last turn because he messed it up last time. So this time he's like, you know what, it's not worth trying to gain the 100th of a second. Now he does clip the apex into turn 1. That's a beautiful turn 1 from Marginis Riera.
Same for Mills.
Into turn 2, so you can kind of keep an eye on Mills. Really tight round turn 2, but again, the car is just sticking beautifully. Easy through 3, up through the hill.
Mills has traffic in front of him. Okay, done with.
Riera, I think I actually was sick of how well he took that complex. He clipped the curb on each side. He got a little bit of a wiggle, but it was almost like the shimmy shake. This lap just looks so good. He's using all of the track. He's in that rhythm. Look at 11. Just flicks it in. Yes, he uses a lot of the runoff on the outside. He flicks it in. Let's see at 12. Dives into the corner, super late on the brakes. Little wiggle again, but nothing that's going to help the power. And then he's so tight around that last corner, or the second to last corner. He's going to finish this lap because it's been a beauty from the outside. Let's take a look at what it's been like from the inside.
I'm looking at Mills right now.
He did by a couple
yeah. And Mills, unfortunately,
he improved by a 10th.
Yeah.
Is Cooper on
I think Riera improved by a few thousandths of a second. I think he had like a 173 or something.
I'm just glad that he did because I called that it was a beautiful lap. So
you saw these thousandths of a second going down in your racer view mindset, blah blah blah.
Yeah, the 1,000 is definitely. I don't even know. I think a blink is 0.003 of a second, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, I think it's even longer than that.
So Coop is in the pits, so that's everybody.
Yeah, that wraps it up. So would you like to do this? You want to do it like we usually do, like you, me, in the warm-up lap? The order?
No.
Or?
I want to do it me, you.
Oh, okay. All right, good. So so in the warm-up lap, we'll go with the starting grid.
Perfect.
But so well done by Riera. Again, the first corner is quite close to the starting line, so if he has a good start, he will be able to protect that position, and Mills will have to come up with a big strategy, something like an undercut somewhere.
I also think that, as you were saying earlier, the potential dive bomb, or the potential, if you're close going into Riera into turn 1, this is the track to do it. You want to get track position. So I think if you get a chance to go at Riera into turn 1, I think you have a go. Because the reality is you don't want Riera being out front, because not only do you have to keep up with him, but you have to somehow pass him, which is very, very difficult. So if I was Mills, hopefully you get a good start, and then definitely some opportunity to potentially launch a little bit of one into turn 1. Put him off his game wouldn't be a bad idea. Not a bad time to try it for sure. So long as obviously it doesn't result in contact.
Totally agreed, and that's why we want Mills to be aggressive on this start, but we don't want any contacts, and we want to see also maybe other drivers coming into play. Janos Magasrevi is not very far behind, so he might have a good start and tread the needle between these drivers, and we might have a 3 wide at the first corner. And this is a fun track, especially first and second corner, because usually if you're side by side on these corner, if you got the outside on the first one, you got the inside on the second corner, and then the outside again. So I mean, I can't wait to see that start, and we just don't want any wrecks, but we want good battles, and we want good aggressivity from the drivers to give us a good show.
Yeah, and one thing that's really interesting, so Glenn Cooper in P4. Kids, I'm going to sit down for a second. Let me teach you something here.
Okay.
Glenn Cooper is P4. He was miles away from the top 3 in qualifying, okay? But if he goes into turn 1 with any other idea than trying to go forward and overtake these guys in front, he will go backwards, because that's what happens. So you cannot start this position thinking, okay, P4, that's kind of where my speed is. I just want to come out in P4 into turn 1 because it won't work. That's just not how racing is. So Cooper's going to have to be aggressive. He's going to have to go for a gap against Magus, Revi, and Mills, regardless of whether Mills is much faster than him. If you get a chance to bite out of a sandwich, you got to take a bite. So let's see exactly what his mentality is going into turn 1, because my guess is that he's either going to be ahead of P4 or behind P4. It's going to be very hard for him to actually stay P4.
And what about his teammate Otto Acosta? I see him in 20th position. Is that order okay, or since we're in the warm up,
it's legit.
It's legit. Yeah. Okay, so that's not usually where we see Otto Acosta start from. You were talking about Cooper having a good starting spot. We see these guys usually in the let's say second part of the top 10. Acosta, another start from the rear. Don't know what happened there, but usually it finishes around. We can make up all these positions, so it might give us a good show during that race for Acosta. Other drivers that are not usually when they are, I'm trying to see.
Well, Senior with P7.
Well, Senior with P7. Yeah. Your Senior hasn't really produced good results so far. So Riera is carrying his team, the Aston Martin team on his shoulder with his good results, but Senior in a position to score good points, and we never know that 7th position, if he did, that was a legit quality for him, can really transform that into good points tonight. And also if some mishaps happens in the front, because Lalancette is right in front of him in 6th position, and those are good points also for the Red Bull team, because Lalancette has started to produce lately.
For sure. And I think Otto Acosta may be a little bit confused because he's gone out. He's P1 now in the warm-up. What, you missed it? It doesn't count? Okay, you're starting last at Hungary, that's not the best track to start last in. Something tells me it could have been somewhat intentional. Perhaps didn't get a chance to do any practice on qualifying, or maybe just didn't get a lap in. We didn't see that, unfortunately. So answers on a postcard, please, on why Otto Acosta is down in 48th position. But it won't matter because he won't be there for very long. He's going to give us a show, like you said today. So.
Yeah, and before we start this race, and we have yet to talk about that, the team standing so far. So Red Bull Racing is in first position, and thanks to these results from Jean-Pierre Lalancette, who helped his teammate gather some points for the Red Bull team. They have 232 points, and Aston Martin is behind with 204. So that's 28 points behind. And I think so far Ricardo Senior has yet to produce points. So it's all on, as I said, Argenis Riera's shoulder. Now, Mercedes AMG and McLaren F1 team are 3rd and 4th, and there's just 3 points separating these teams. So a good performance by Magus Revi last week promoted Mercedes in the 3rd position. But this will be interesting to keep a look on, because Mercedes and McLaren has been pretty much on the same level points-wise along the season. And in 5th position, you got Scuderia Ferrari. That wraps up the top 5 for the Drivers' Championship. But Ferrari is not close to the 4th spot. So it's really a battle for 1st and a battle for, let's say, 3rd at this point for the Drivers' Championship. So the warm-up is going to end in 12 seconds time, and we're going to provide you with the grid pretty quickly, like we did the other time, because this is a short lap, so we won't have much time to deliver it. But we're starting to be in French we say rodé. That means we're starting to get used to it. You and I, Matt, delivering our grid order.
For sure. The one thing is, I'm not going to be fooled by the tires this week. It is not going to get me. It has got me 2 times now, even though I'm aware
more than that,
of the glitch. Even though I'm aware of the glitch, even though it still manages to get me. So this week, I think.
How do you plan on doing that? How do you plan on doing that?
I think the best way to do it is we say what tires they're on as they come into the pit for the end of the first stint.
Okay.
He was on the hard tires. So that's probably the only way we can actually do it. No, we'll give it a go. I don't think warm up. I don't think formation lap is a good idea. I think maybe as the drivers are kind of coming onto the grid.
I know what we can do. I know we can do. It's like, okay, we say like, okay, Richard Haney, we think he's on soft. And then Josh Mills, we think, as we see our informations, but keep that in mind. It might not be true. He's on the medium compound, and let's just protect ourselves by hypothetically talking about them. It's like, okay, I don't want to, say 100% he's on soft, but 99% he's on soft, and there's a coefficient, a mistake coefficient.
I think Mr. It's all going to be on Mr. Allard here, because you can put this in post, right? If we kind of just say, and he is on the hard tire, then it'll be okay. So let's hope that doesn't get us. We'll do the grid, and I'll let you start off once we kind of get moving here. We are advancing to the next session, and my boy Steve is going to be getting ready to wave the flag. So Steve, by the way, graduated from Oxford University with a degree in flag waving.
Nice.
So he's and then that's why they put him in the game. They actually built the game around him. So,
that's pretty decent. Is that a good career to see for those who can't really, aspire to driving F1? That could be a good career, the flag waver, and because you travel around the world.
And it's not that easy. Let me tell. Oh, Steve has a friend. There is two in the booth. I see that.
I think it's an intern. It's internship, but let's start with the grid, and I'm gonna let you start with the first position.
Pole position. First time ever on pole, I think. Argenis Riera for the Aston Martin team.
First time ever this week. Followed by Josh Mills from the Red Bull team in second position with some tires.
Third place, inserted into third place by RFactor itself. It's actually in the code, is Janos Magasrevi in the Mercedes. Another great qualifying, just doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah, and followed by Glenn Cooper from the McLaren team, also with tires, but there's so many colors on the tires, I can't really know what compound it is.
I like that. He has tires. Look at that.
Yeah.
This is the skill that you get from us. Elise Tate back in the series in Haas. Haas only fielding 2 cars tonight. We were thinking there would be a third car, but only
shocker.
2. E5 for Elise Tate.
And Jean-Pierre Lalancette in 6th position from the Red Bull team. Love to say his name.
Is this why you let me go first?
You got it right. That's what I thought.
Ricardo Senior P7. Really good lap. He needs some points for Aston Martin.
Bill Worrell for the Ferrari team in 8th position with number 27, Gilles Villeneuve, my favorite driver of all time. So holla, Bill Worrell, 27, my pick for tonight.
Jacobo Cardoso back in the series for the Mercedes Team P9.
Jeff Hoppenheim in 10th position.
11th is Tony Mitsalis. Pretty good starting position for him in the AlphaTauri.
Followed by Sean Higgins, Mr. Lawnmower himself, and there's a lot of grass around the track, so I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to go a little bit off-road at some point. Just kidding, Sean. Just kidding.
Behind Higgy, we have Haney. Richard Haney, 1 Williams, 2 Williams, 3 Williams, 13th place for Haney.
Between Higgy and Haney, behind Higgy and Haney, we got Johnny, Captain Cook, in 14th position.
P15, we have Cliff Van Leeuwaard in the AlphaTauri.
I thought you were about to say Cliffy, but followed by one of the replacements for the Ferrari team, Darren Fisher, that we saw 2 weeks ago in the last race.
Juan del Castillo, Mr. Alfredo, is P17 in the Alpine.
Followed by Stefan Brotherson in 18th position for Alfa Romeo.
P19, one of the 64 Haas's in the field, Thomas Shepard.
And followed by the guy who just wants to start at the back to improve his chance of having fun overtaking people, Otto Acosta. I'm going to be watching... Yeah. Oh, double T. Oh, it's like you're rapping when you say that. So I'm going to be watching Riera and Mills, of course, to the start. And we're about to see the lights.
I'm going to make a bold statement on the tires. I think Senior's on the hards and everybody else is on the mediums. That's what I'm going with.
Sweet. We're waiting for the lights. Steve is on the side of the track. 3 lights. 4, 5. It's lights out, and the race is on at the Hungaroring, and I think Mills has a good start, but not quite. He starts to skid his tires, and Riera is in first position, but can Mills put a dive bomb?
Cooper's
No.
going backwards. This is what we said.
Cooper, unfortunately, but Mills on the attack, trying to inside, no, just pointing his nose outside of turn 2. And Magus Revi is lurking right behind Josh Mills, trying to get advantage of this fight up front.
Mills, oh, look at the understeer. Turned, that was terrible.
That's going to be costly for him.
You can see he's already struggling with the wash, maybe just because of the fuel too. And Magus Revi is looking like he's got a bit of a wounded duck in front of him. But Cooper, we said, you got to go forwards or you're going to go backwards. And he got caught with Jean-Pierre Lalancette.
Yeah, 2 spots.
There was a little bit of collision, I think, just a little bit of a love tap, and they both survived it. But Lalancette is up to P5.
Our leaders are already spaced up, Matt. There are a few car links already between them. And the fight is in the midfield right now, from what I'm seeing.
Hold up. Hold the phone. We have a big mover. Bring. Sean Higgins is P8. How did Higgins get to P8?
I think he started 12 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So, wow, kudos to Sean Higgins. I think he overtook in the grass.
We are getting higgy with it tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Took a shortcut or something.
P8. Great start from him. I was looking for the... Oh, and he's up another place. Higgins is going outside. Cooper. Oh, no, so he's senior.
No, that's senior. And he's got the position. Wow, well done. And while Tape and Lalancette are fighting, this is a pretty interesting first 2 laps right here.
Higgins, P7. He's on fire.
All right, I don't want him to go in the grass at all. I want him to keep on going and gaining positions. Just make the Williams team proud of having him on board.
Argenis Riera has broken free of the DRS and he's gone, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, this could be a bit of a long afternoon out front, unless we see some different strategy. Magus Revi is hanging on to Mills quite nicely. Looking a bit further down the field. Mitsalis started 11th. He's still in 11th. How did Higgins overtake 5 cars and somebody like Tony Mitsalis stays in the same position? Like what happened?
I think he flew. It's a new thing in the physics of the game that provides a car with the, we call this the DeLorean technology. So it starts to fly and sometimes it just go into future or come back some time.
Let's on board with Richard Haney because he's going to make a pass here on Mitsalis. Oh, a little bit of push into the inside.
Oh, wow, he clipped the rumble.
Yeah, he gets it stopped. And I think Mitsalis is on the hard tires. Haney's on the the guys that started on the hard tires are going backwards. But let's see how long that lasts for because, oh, somebody kicks up a little bit of dirt ahead.
And we got a battle here between Jean-Pierre Lalancette and Elise Tape. So Lalancette is following Tape pretty close, almost within half a second for they're battling for 4th position. So this could be the most interesting battle for main position that we have right now. And I'm watching also senior in 9, 10, and 11.
John Cook, the captain, is off.
Yeah, Cook is off.
Oh, it's broken.
Oh yeah, front wing is done. So he's gonna have to go into pits and replace that. It might be a race breaker for him, but a race ending, car injury. But
Mitsalis just dropped way down too. He's all the way now down in 17th, so he's made a mistake. So already guys are starting to falter at the Hungaroring. It's Mitsalis' walking pace around the track, so he's a wounded animal. He's coming into the pits to fix damage. Fisher, he had damage. The Otto Acosta's up to P14. Oh, double T. Oh, let's go.
Wow, that's a lot of spots for Otto Acosta.
Oh, Cardozo and Haney.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Cardozo.
Side by side, the McLaren inside the Alpine at turn 2. Well done by... Oh no, that's not what I was watching. I was watching actually Otto Acosta fighting Juan del Castillo.
Wow, so lots of passing.
Well, there's a lot of passing around yet. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's a very interesting. We've seen passes and crashes, and the Hungary is definitely a better sim racing track than a real racing track, no doubt about that. Up at the front, there's not much to talk about right now. Even gaps, as we would kind of imagine. There's actually an ocean developing between Magus Revi and Elise Tape, third and fourth.
True that.
Top three have already got this locked up, it seems. But it is easy to make a mistake around the circuit, so you never know.
And look, we're watching. I'm actually watching World, Senior, and Haney. So 8, 9, and 10th, especially Haney and Senior going at it. And while I got 1 or 2 seconds, I want to say hi to Aaron Ravi on the live. Janos Magasrevi is on the live, so while he's driving, he's also texting, which is not recommended. And we got someone named Good. So Magic Hand Mills, let's go. And of course, the first lady of this channel, no specifics, and she just said, "Nice shirt, Francois. Go Heels." Yeah, I got my North Carolina Tar Heel shirt. I got 11 or 13 of those, so I can wear one every race if I want.
Now, question is why?
It's my favorite. It's my favorite basketball team in college. So
okay,
that's just it. That's just it.
Go Heels. Go Heels.
Yeah, go Heels.
Yeah.
They're legends. Michael Jordan used to go there. So Vince Carter, all these guys. But if you don't know basketball, it's jibber jabber.
Well, I know basketball. No doubt about it.
All right.
Go Raps. Vince Carter.
Exactly.
Vincenity. Back onto racing, which I don't know anything about racing.
Yes. No. That's not why we're here. But what are you watching right now? Because in my screen, I'm watching 9, 10, 11, 12 because they're real close to each other.
Yeah, I think Haney's been the guy on the move, and Senior's on the hard tires. So the hard tires were struggling. So let's see if Haney can get past Senior. He's already lurking here, going to last corner. He's going to go with the tight line into last corner instead of the longer line. Here, Senior got a very good exit, actually. He's going to be lurking at Worrell. He might make a pass to Worrell.
It's going to happen right now. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. And can Haney take advantage of that move?
So Worrell is not going to get the DRS coming out of turn 1, because remember, this track is a little bit different where there's only one detection zone there. So
yeah,
if
you're right.
Get the pass done into turn 1, it is at your advantage, whereas at some circuits like the Red Bull Ring, you don't want to make the pass into turn 4 because you won't get the DRS out of turn 4. So this one is nice and easy. You get an opportunity, you launch it. So how many overtakes have we seen earlier on here, Francois? I can't.
More. I don't have enough fingers to count to that number, but we have seen more than what we had last weekend in the real race so far. And we're just lap 6 out of 70. And you mentioned that detection point. We have yet to mention it in the pre-race, but yeah, this track has just one DRS detection mark or point, and there's 2 DRS zones, right?
Yeah. Going into the detection point, I believe, is coming into the final turn. And then it'll be the line that you see you going as the pit lane enters almost. And then you get it all the way down.
Look at Tape and Lalancet side by side. Tape on the inside of corner 2, Lalancet on the outside, but Lalancet, oh wow, keeping the line, but Tape, they're still side by side, wheel to wheel. Is there contact? Was there contact? Maybe not, but the Tape's front wing almost clipped Lalancet's rear tire, so let's keep an eye on this battle. This is quite box office right now.
And one thing I really like that Tape is doing, take a look at how much curb Elise Tape is taking. Now, the reason for that is because of the aero wash. So he is trying to get the car turned by taking more curb. And you saw the one time he didn't hit the inside curb, he ran really wide. So it's a good strategy to have to stay closer, is to use the inside curb, get that to kick the car around, and hope that kind of cancels out the wash effect.
Yeah, well, I like that expression. We always talk about dirty air. So that aero wash that you're talking about is the effect of the dirty air on your aerodynamics. It's just like you have less downforce. Is that what you're implying here? Because I've never heard that expression before.
Yeah. So basically, you know, when you get so close to the car in front of these cars, obviously want air going over them, and the issue is that they clear so much air out of the way in order to make downforce, which you see when it rains, because you see the amount of spray that come off of these cars. So the amount of Haney and Worrell, we've got a fight going on. Thank you to Mr. Allard. And here comes Haney.
Yeah.
Worrell's got the DRS. Side by side.
Oh, is he going to get it?
Oh,
what? They touch, but I think no damage here. No damage.
Side by side still.
They clipped each other, so
Yeah,
Haney in front, but maybe, but I think Worrell lift up to let him pass.
Well, Worrell has got some damage now, but Haney, he's got to give that place back. Yeah, Worrell's car is bent. Haney, he'd be smart to give this place back because honestly,
right.
You know, Worrell's in real trouble here.
Yeah, he's gonna get eaten alive by the pack behind him. Look at that.
Yeah, and honestly, Haney should have lifted. Worrell could have lifted. Neither lifted. Yeah. And instead, it was Worrell's suspension that ended up getting lifted, unfortunately.
Well, we're going to see Worrell in the pits, I presume.
Yeah, let's see how long the pit stop is, too. Let's stay with Bill Worrell, because fixing the damage is... he's not. What? Bill? I got some bad news for you.
William, what are you doing, William?
Yeah, there's definitely a William call right now. You got to full name him. Unless he's planning on seeking vengeance somehow on Haney, I don't know what Bill Worrell is hoping
Did you see that Alfa Romeo? We got the fight between the McLaren and the Mercedes here of Acosta and Cardoso.
See, Acosta's moving forward now. He has the hard tires on. The hard tires should start to come good as soon as these mediums start to run off. So
the window of performance is opening up.
The only thing I'm thinking about Worrell is he didn't get enough chance to get the right settings in. He's going to pit this lap. But I mean, I don't see any way whatsoever that car makes it to the end of the race. And you're already in P10, so you're hoping to hold on for 6 laps.
He doesn't look very worried about that. So I think his car is okay.
No, I saw a pretty bent car, so we will see. I think maybe he's just trying to stretch out the tires slightly because of the strategy, which, you know, maybe it'll be a genius call. I don't know. It's just surprising for me.
Well, he's still holding the pack behind him, so that was unexpected. Yeah.
Because Acosta's is lurking now because the pack is being held behind. Now, Oppenheim should get Worrell here.
Yeah, with the DRS. Oh, yeah. See? Not even hard. But look at the McLaren behind, too. So, a double. Oh, are they going to have contact? Oh, this is spin by...
Worrell now. He's just getting beaten around right now, Bill Worrell. And I hate to say he should have pitted, but, you know... rewind the podcast. Rewind it.
You know how much I like to say I told you so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he would have avoided that. He would have avoided that for sure.
Well, unfortunately, again, contact could have been avoided, should have been avoided, wasn't avoided, but the issue was, you know, Bill was braking earlier than normal into the first turn. You could see how late Jacobo wanted to brake on, and he ended up running into him because Otto Acosta was up the inside.
In 14 and 15, we got Cliff Van Leeuwen and Juan del Castillo, Señor Fuego, trying to blast his way.
How can you pass through here? You can't. He's just going to try and stay close enough.
Maybe 12? That's no. Okay. No, he's actually he's trying to outsmart his opponent in front of him, just pointing his nose, trying to make him do a mistake.
And Van Leeuwen fell for it because he's never going to launch.
Yes, he did. He actually fell for it. Yeah, I like to do that a lot myself, Matt. Just pointing my nose, I'm here, and he's got a dive bomb. But look, he just waited at the perfect place, and now he's passing him. It's pretty easy.
Oh, he slid right off like an ice rink.
Over under. Not even to worry. Yeah, it should have been. Yeah.
I don't know why Castillo got on the brakes so late. He looked like he was almost on the marbles, even when he wasn't on the marbles. He slid. Oh, he's still sliding now. So are the tires gone? Maybe
perhaps
the medium tires are already gone.
Señor Fuego burnt his tire.
It certainly looked like it because it was a bit surprising for sure. We've got the leaders changing position.
Yeah, there's a pit.
That's early. See, the tires have gone. Wow.
Perhaps. Magus Revi stopped as well. We missed that, and we got Cooper. And okay, there's a lot of pit stops happening. So lap 12 out of 70 for the medium compound. All the battles except for Oppenheim and Acosta right now, which is a legit battle that we have on our telemetry. All the other battles are quite just passings in the pit lane.
Red Bull would want a 58 lap safety car right here.
Oh, look at that. Acosta on the inside while a Haas car is getting out of the pit. So
Tape.
Yeah, that's tape. And oh, wow, that's Oppenheim almost lost the car. So yeah, his tires must be cooked.
So
as well.
A lot of cars are starting to pit, and one of the cars that hasn't pitted somehow is Bill Worrell in Ferrari. So I
that's another shocker.
Don't really understand that one.
And look at that, you got Sean Higgins in front of Riera. So Higgins has to pit. Riera has pitted.
Will Mills pit this lap? Yes, he will.
Probably.
So he's just gone one
Yeah,
lap
he's in the pits.
Jean-Pierre Lalancette, they're not going to double stack, which is interesting. So Lalancette's going to go around. Is he going to take the lead of this race? Is this going to be the first time we've seen JPL lead a race this year?
Yes it is. And Lalancette in the lead.
Who is the leader, Francois?
Jean-Pierre Lalancette.
You've been waiting to say
that's all I had.
Yeah. I liked it. It was good. It had a little bit of a trying. Magus Revi is in so much traffic. It's like,
ooh,
oh yeah,
that's costly.
Though.
Yeah. But he passed a Ferrari pretty clearly, and now there's a
Fisher. It was a lap down.
Look at that! Yeah, the Alpine. Oh wow, the Alpine's very slow, and the Ferrari was coming hard.
Blue flags, yeah. So it's actually there's blue flags going out there. So I think must have been Fisher. So guys are already getting lapped because it's only a minute for 19 for a lap. So Glenn Cooper is in second. Sean Higgins is in.
Yeah,
third.
he's holding Riera, and it's not like Riera has much of an upper hand on him, but Riera behind Sean Higgins, that might make him lose time, and maybe Mills will take advantage of that. But
all the top three guys put hard tires on, so they won't.
Yeah, I just saw that.
I'm assuming that they're going hard the rest of the way. I think we won't see any other colors other than the hards.
Probably. I mean, they did 12 laps out of the.
It's not enough.
Yeah, out of the medium compound.
Be about a 4-stop strategy using the mediums, so maybe a 3-stop if you with a hard stint in there. So
but what about Higgins making these tires last?
Yep, and also being a pain for Riera. Like Riera is not.
Yeah, pretty much.
Taking the guys in front. So this is very, very interesting. Higgins has got used mediums. Those mediums you wouldn't pick up at Value Village. Like they are just toast.
Well, look at Mills cutting the time. He's at 3 seconds, around 3 seconds behind Riera. Riera's still behind Sean Higgins.
Look at Magus Revi. Don't look at Mills. Magus Revi is all over the back of Mills. So Magus Revi is catching up Josh Mills and has caught him up quite a lot in that first set of stops.
Yeah, that's an interesting train.
So understeer again. If I see that Mercedes car of Magus Revi understeer one more time, I'm gonna scream. It must be so frustrating.
You can mute your mic if you have to.
I actually don't think I can because apparently the last time I tried to change my mic settings, you couldn't hear me. So
yeah, you're right. You're right.
I think that was
better have you scream than not have you at all.
For sure.
But look at that, Higgins still not pitting with his set of mediums.
Talking of screaming, I'm going to suggest that Bill Worrell pits sometime soon, but this is just
well, I predict he's gonna pit during this race.
Well,
yeah, I'm usually good at that. Yeah, predictions and stuff.
So Higgins is actually all over the back of Glenn Cooper. He's sliding.
And what about? Oh wow! And there's Acosta on Haney on Acosta as well, or Acosta on Haney. Sorry.
Yeah, and here he goes. Here goes Haney. He's not going to be able to do it. Acosta's got the DRS, but
look at the gap decreasing between Riera and Mills, and Magus Revi lurking right behind. Oh no, Magus Revi, creating distance. But look at that. Mills is coming like a mad train.
And this is very interesting because Lance has stayed out on these tires, and you know
that's helping. Yeah, that's helping his teammate.
100%, massively, because these guys are all holding up Riera, who's got a great view of a great
yeah, but growing impatient. Yeah, he's growing impatient. Matt,
he needs to get this past.
Look at that. Luke was behind Riera.
Wow.
Nose to tail.
Wow. And now he pits. Now Higgins gets out of the way. This is when Riera would say some expletives. Now this is your chance, Mills. Mills, this is your opportunity here. Look at Riera. Going over to the inside, defending, trying to break the stream. He's
got the DRS.
Luckily, he's got the DRS from that McLaren in front. Actually, he may have got it from Higgins because Higgins was still in front at the detection zone, and that saved Argenis Riera this lap because
but
right there.
Lalancet is also in pits, so both drivers that were in front went into pits, and that would have given maybe a better chance to Josh Mills if they stuck another lap, stuck around for another lap, but.
Ran wide, and Riera needs to get this pass done. Mills right now is licking his chops, using every part of the circuit. He's using Buda, he's using Pest, he's using another Hungarian city I don't know anymore.
He's using the Danube.
The Danube River, there you go.
Yeah.
But he's also getting a lot of understeer, and he ran out really wide right there. He almost put the car in the Danube. And Magus Revi, the understeer.
Oh, Magus Revi right there. Well, Mills wants to attack, but he needs to defend on Magus Revi. He's right there on Riera's tail. This is exciting.
Riera's going to get Cooper here very easy. It'll be like taking candy from a Francois Goulet, but Mills is going to be right there with him too. Now, Mills, where are you going?
Super wide.
Mills is going to try and sit there. He's going to hope that Cooper defends this. Of course, Cooper is
he's not going to do that, yeah.
But Mills is right there. Will he get past Cooper? He should do.
This is incredible.
Mills is going to have to go around the outside of Cooper. Will Cooper defend this one? Yes.
Look at that, side by side, and it's not gonna help Mills' case.
Magus Revi's going to go
Magus Revi right there.
Turn 4. No, he had to back out of it. Oh, and this is killing Magus Revi. Now he's going to sit behind him for 70 corners through this middle sector. You cannot overtake. So I'm
wondering about Cooper. So what is Cooper doing in that pack? He has yet to pit, right?
And we know Cooper is good on the tires. We know that McLaren is very friendly on the tires.
You're right.
Hasn't pitted either, but he started on the hard tires. So Cooper, he can fight for these positions because it's a legit position right now. If he manages to do one stop less than these guys, this is a battle for position.
You're right. Oh, a little slide from Mills.
But can he stay in the DRS? He's 0.7 behind. He's only got one corner to go. This will be the first time we will see Mills with DRS on Argenis Riera.
I think he's got it. I think he's got it.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Open it up. We want to fight. Fight.
He breaks late into turn 1.
Yeah.
Lucky gets the car slowed down. He's going to get
a little wobble here.
Riera's got some great line speed on that Aston Martin.
Yes, sir. I'm afraid if Mills can't put a good lap, and Lalancet and Haney at this time, Lalancet, overtaking Haney on the short term pretty easily. But look at that, Lalancet almost clipped that McLaren. What happened there?
Higgins and Tate were just touching two at the same corner.
You're right.
Here goes Higgins around the outside of Tate.
Over under maybe.
Higgins has got the red tires on. Is he confused? Nobody likes those tires, but Higgins he's taking the one lap that he's going to be good on them. So we're seeing so much action tonight.
It's incredible.
This is a great race. Mills is still within the 8/10. Can he stay close enough to get another helping hand of DRS? And has he taken too much out of those tires by fighting to catch up Riera?
Well, talking about tires, Higgins with the soft compound, but we saw him, overlasting the tires on everybody with the medium compound. He overstayed his welcome.
Yeah, so he's actually trying to. It's interesting. He rather than waiting to the end to cash in, Higgins went into the casino with a $20 bill, got up to 25, and cashed out. He's going to make the most of this next stint. He's like, you know what? I can do just a 5 or maybe an 8 lap stint on these soft tires. So
Acosta and Senior, so Acosta
Easy.
Easily done on Ricardo Sr. turn 1. That's where we see most of the overtaking, of course, with the DRS.
Of course.
We got Haney, Lalancette. There's a lot of drivers now. Oh, there's Richard Haney in the pits. Sorry.
So, of course, Otto Acosta started in the optimal position, P20. That's why he's up to P4 and he hasn't pitted.
Yeah.
So maybe he just knows more than we do. But out front, Mills, unfortunately, the chance was lost for now. He's dropped 1.7 seconds behind. So Riera's going to go quite a long time too. So I don't know if we're going to come out in the same amount of traffic ever again for Argenis Riera. That was the chance.
Yeah.
He just didn't have the pace and the speed to.
That almost happened, but now he's creating distance. And look who's together: Jeff Oppenheim and Stefan Brotherson, the two alphas, always together.
Yeah.
Like good waffles, you know, they stuck together. That's an insight from The Simpsons, by the way. Juan del Castillo fighting Cliff Van Lee Ward right there for 14th position. So
Van Lee Ward is on the red tires.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Look at how much.
Oh, look at that! Wow, it's incredible. It's incredible how he took that curve like flat out.
Yeah.
Well, not flat out, but with a lot more momentum than the Alpine on the hard tires. Like this guy's driving on ice with the Alpine.
Yeah, this is really interesting to watch the difference in the tires. The Van Lee, look.
Wow, look at that. There's going to be an incident. There's going to be an incident right there.
Around the outside, it's interesting that
inside, outside. Look at the relaunch. I mean,
Castillo's defending the position, which you might think is crazy. It is because he's going to get the DRS and easily pass him. But Castillo is obviously hoping that those soft tires are going to go bad. So he doesn't really want to give up the track position, but I think Van Lee Ward will do it here. Castillo's going over to the inside, really riding against the wall to break the stream. And
which he has done perfectly.
You kind of work. Where's he going?
Oh, deep in the corner. Isn't that like second time for him going that deep?
Yeah, I can't. Maybe his hard tires are cooked.
Tapin Senior. Look at Tapin Senior for 5th position. While we see a Ferrari going into pits like super slowly. What happened to that Ferrari going into pits like?
I'm not sure.
At snail speed. It's snail speed. I'm speechless.
Out of the race, we missed.
Hey, look at Cooper, Tapin Senior. These three drivers are within a second of each other, even less. Ooh. Tape scratching Senior's back tire. I mean, his front wing was scratching the tire.
Oh, beautiful turn from Tape. Again, clip the curb, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you drive in the wash. You just got to clip that inside curb, and you know that's why this O'Hara wash. It's hogwash. That's what it is. You wash hogs with it. It's not a real thing if you can drive it correctly. Now, of course, if you don't, look at what just happened. If you don't hit the inside curb, look at what just happened. It just proved my point. I'm gonna drop the mic right here. Because if you don't clip the curb on the inside behind the car, you have nothing.
Well, that's a really interesting trick that you're teaching us here, and I would like to welcome on behalf of all our viewers for that particular tip.
It works. What is it? What is the line? 60% of the time, it works every time.
Specifics on the chat saying that Riera's pulling a gap on Mills, unfortunately for her and her household, but strategy will be crucial here. So yeah, look at that. The Tape again scratching the tire.
They're going to be side by side.
There's going to be damage. There's going to be damage if things keep going that way. Oh, the inside. Oh, good pass by Tape. Incredible. And look who's knocking on the door right there.
Cooper got a great view of that pass. He will sell tickets to anybody that wants to watch that pass again from Tape. That was beautiful.
He wants a piece of that cookie as well. He's smelling a position here.
So Lalancette dropped down to P9 with the pit stops. Obviously, not everybody's pitted yet. Otto Acosta has yet to pit. But it looked like it was working for a while, and he seems to lose some time staying out on those tires, though.
Well, where's Megas Revi compared to Acosta? Oh, quite far. Oh yeah. There's a big gap here. Oh, well, there, tape. No, was that tape? Sorry. Okay, no, that was a bag marker. Never mind. Let's get back to Cooper and Senior, because they're, again, Senior in the pits.
So he's the first one to pit the second time.
And that's lap 23. What compound was he on? Yeah, that's
hards.
What I'm...
Yeah, that's not
Did he start with hards? Is that his first pit stop? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No,
no, it wouldn't be there. It would be... Yeah. Okay, that's really... Okay,
he
that's
pitted
weird.
on lap 7, I believe.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Very early.
You're right. So this explains that.
So Senior doesn't have tires on this car. What Senior has is Oreos. Okay, so he's just melting them. So I'm not sure that Senior's going to be able to stay in the points today, because the problem is too with Senior is, yes, he's doing more pit stops, so you're like, okay, that's one area that's a problem, but he's also still having to use the hard tires to do more pit stops, so he's not even getting the advantage of Sean Higgins' bright red tires. So it's not working out for Ricardo Senior right now at all.
By the way, with that Oreo and cookie talking, you made me hungry. So if a sponsor watches us right now, we would love to be sponsored by Oreo and any brand of milk that would go a good pairing with the Oreos.
Yep, preferably cow's milk, but
Yeah, definitely cow's milk. 1% for me, but I can drink 2. Tape and Cooper close to each other. Cooper with the DRS. Is he gonna dive ball on Tape? Not quite yet, but he's setting himself up for the next lap.
Cooper, typically an aggressive racer, clean but aggressive. Cooper, really, look at him lining it up. The problem is that he had to kind of get off the power, and you don't really have anywhere to go. So I'm not really sure where you're lining him up there, because it's not that you can do a pass into turn 4. Your better bet is to only line him up around the last 2 corners. But it's an interesting battle for sure. Look at it's so much grip, more grip in the McLaren around the inside of that turn. This chicane, I love this chicane. I don't know why I love this chicane, but it just feels nice when you hit it. It's
a nice chicane, and we were pointing out, you and I, before the race, that unlike the other tracks that we visited since the beginning of the year, this track has no corner names.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. We like our corner names, or the names we're giving to the corners sometimes, but we have yet to give any corner some names.
Well, I think Castillo is trying his best to get turn 1 named after him, because...
Oh, you're right. Well, we call it the El Fuego corner.
Yeah,
the Fuego corner.
I think he doesn't quite. You gotta stop for it. Like it's twice that he hasn't stopped for it. We gave him a pass the first time, but you fooled me once.
We can call it the bus stop, because he had to go grab a passenger on the outside of the track twice. And doesn't look anything like a real bus stop when you look at a racetrack like Watkins Glen or Spa back in the day. But we can call it the bus stop, or the bus detour. The bus detour.
Oh, I just saw Castillo going sideways almost through a corner. He managed to hold the car, but I don't know what's going on with the Alpine today. It just looks horrible.
Watching Higgins and Lalancette right now. Lalancette getting real close to Higgins within DRS range.
So Lalancette, the fight back is on. Higgins' red tires, unfortunately now, are completely toast. Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at toast that has been buttered on both sides right now. And there's no grip left on this.
Cookies,
I'm
toast.
doing the food again. Yeah.
You think he's going to pit in right now? No, not quite. Oh, this is bouncy there, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a smart move, though, I think, because at the end of the day, Higgins is losing time right now on these tires, but he's also costing Lalancette time. So until Lalancette overtakes Higgins, I don't think you'll see Higgins pit. Look at how much later Lalancette can brake. Higgins is just really struggling to slow the car down now. So.
And we have Cooper and Tape still going at it for 5th position. Higgins and Lalancette even closer. Lalancette, he has an agenda, and I think he's going to overtake Higgins as soon as he can. Going hard on the curb, like you mentioned.
5 laps ago, we were watching Higgins make everybody look silly.
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
right.
Tires. And now, who's the silly one now?
Yeah. Who's laughing now?
Lancet is just able to grip so much more. So that just shows you that these soft compound tires
What will
last at all. Look
what
at
would happen if Higgins' tires melt and he goes off track? What will happen?
He won't necessarily get a puncture, but he won't be able to stop the car. So he will basically follow Castillo's line through turn 1. Now, he's going to get him here, surely. So that would have been a good time for Higgins to pit. Actually, it would have been right there because Lancet's going to easily pass him, I would think. Well, he got pretty good launch off that last turn.
He's got the DRS, but that's not the answer I wanted. You were supposed to say he would mow some lawn. Oh wow, he protected. Look at that, and they touch. So front wing of Lancet on the right rear tire of Sean Higgins, and Higgins still protecting that position like his life depends on it.
Chances of a collision here, I would put it about 3.
Pretty high. Yep.
Yeah, because Higgins is obviously defending the position, which is no problem with that. But the problem is that one of these times he's going to hit the brakes, and you're going to realize that in order to stop, you actually need some rubber on the tires. So another Oreo shout out coming for sure when that happens.
Well, you know what I'm going to do when this race ends? It's going to be cookie and milk. And on the chat, no specifics said, Prum Iceland brand, their chocolate cow make delicious milk. They got chocolate cow? Do they make chocolate milk?
Wow. You know what? It doesn't matter. If highest bidder, you pay us $1, we will sponsor you.
Oh yeah, we'll promote your brand. Don't worry about it.
100%.
We're open to offers. Higgins in the pits.
That's just so nice.
And look at Tape and Cooper. Tape and Cooper, turn 1. Cooper super hard on the brake. Deep.
Ooh.
Can Tape do the over-under?
Oh, it's going to squeeze him. Cooper's not going to back out.
Yeah, he's not going to budge. They touch, and Tape spun.
Cooper's got to let him back past.
But Tape didn't lose that much time. So, wow, well caught up by Tape. Incredible.
No, Cooper's got to let him back past.
Yes, he does.
There's no point in running your race without letting him back past. Let's see if Cooper is smart enough to know this. It's been really disappointing, to be honest with you, this year that drivers are not seeing that they're gonna have to let them back past. So
yeah, otherwise there would be sanctions, I presume.
Sure, there's room likely. And at the end of the day, it's not a good look when that happens, and it's a little frustrating because honestly, these drivers should know a little bit better. I get it was clean, it was hard racing. The difference is that Tape is only 3 seconds down the road, so backing off and letting Tape back by, it's not that big of a deal, and it just isn't worth any potential punishment, whether it be a racing incident or not. So, but I'll leave it at that. Cooper's got the place, and
so far yes, but Tape, as he did some good damage limitation on this spin. He caught the car back real quick, and I got a question for you with your experience of the game. Can you make a flat spot on these tires? Is that a thing in the game?
Well, I don't believe it's necessarily a flat spot, but you definitely can take a chunk out of them in one turn. So you could easily take 10% of the tire.
Okay, it's gonna take like an overall percentage of the tire. Yeah, okay.
You won't feel the vibration like you would in real life with the thing, but you definitely can. It's definitely not ideal, that's for sure. So Janos Magasrevi is in the pits.
I heard from our producer that there are flat spots, according to what he said. I think visually. Visually
they are. Yeah, for sure. You just won't feel the vibration that you feel in real life, but 100%, yeah, you can see the visual on the tire.
Well, let's go. I'm gonna go watch tape and try to look at that flat spot.
I think it wears off after maybe a lap or so.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, we won't see it right now. Haney and Senior are close to each other. That's the closest battle that we have so far on track. We should have another window of pit stops opening soon, because we have seen some, like a Ricardo Senior pit, but he's really off schedule.
Yeah.
Magasrevi back in third right now. Yeah.
Yeah, he pitted, but he came out in third. So that just shows you that the front two guys are going to pit without any issue this time around. And that, like we said, we had that opportunity for Mills, and unfortunately he couldn't take advantage of it. So it's not that we're rooting against Argenis Riera. It's just
no.
It's like Max Verstappen, you know.
Yeah, we want to see
Riera
action.
I think he's a much friendlier person than Verstappen. I mean, Verstappen's behavior in the last race was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't think Riera is on the radio right now.
No. Yeah. And that launch, I was surprised to see the car survive that ordeal that happened in turn 1.
Yeah. Surprised or disappointed?
Yeah. Oh, about surviving the ordeal. Surprised, not disappointed, but I mean, I thought a Formula One wouldn't survive. Yeah, Lancet and Tape. While we're watching this, it might happen the same way. No, there's no Red Bull launched on the inside of it.
Oh no, yeah, he's gonna get a good.
But they're close to each other, so Lancet is gonna have
DRS.
Tape. Yeah.
So Tape would have been in trouble, but he got DRS from the car in front of him, which is a back marker. So you still get DRS even if it is from a back marker, which I'm not too sure why. Not something that I really like in the rules.
The DRS on the back marker? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Tape really jumped on the rumble there.
Yeah, running wide. Oh, and he got way
whoa!
This corner would be interesting.
They almost crashed onto each other. That set was coming really fast at Tape, and I don't know what happened. Tape just put on the anchor right there, and
yeah. Pass into turn 6 would definitely get you automatic driver of the day if you can pass into turn 6 chicane, because I don't think I've seen one of those since Billy was a lad. Blue lights flashing everywhere for drivers to get out of the way. They're just ignoring them. And
look at that. Tape in the pits. Tape in the pits.
The Ferrari needs to get out of the way. It does.
Yeah, a little bit wide. Yeah, what about penalties if they go too wide here? Is there's going to be a lot of penalty zones for wide, going off track? Is that a real problem here?
Because there tends to be that green grass, like unlike Cops corner.
Yeah, you're right.
But El Fuego is trying his best to find an advantage at turn 1. So
yeah,
Tape comes out of the pits.
Well, I don't know if you're a fan of Formula E, but maybe El Fuego del Castillo thinks he's in Formula E, and that long line on the outside is the boost section. Yeah. So if are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
And for those who are not, there's a boost section.
And just so everybody knows as well, with the rules, while we're talking about kind of rules like this, one thing that is realistic with SimRacingHub, the white line exiting the pits, that rule is very much in effect. You are not
if you
able
cross
to cross that line. Yes.
Okay, I get it.
I think that we're perhaps a little lenient if you touch it, like unlike real life. But if you obviously cross it, then it definitely will be getting a penalty. So that is a rule that is the same in real life and in sim racing. So just another thing to think about when you're planning for everything. So
no fight so far, and look who's got the fastest lap.
Yeah,
and by a fair margin. Yeah.
Well, the other two didn't pit, so it's interesting that they're going a lot longer on the tires than Janos is able to. So, Mills did a good job. He closed in on Riera, but didn't burn his tires up as much as Magus Rebi did during that segment. Mills has actually been holding on to Riera without a problem. So we've done 448 corners of this track so far. We're almost hitting half race distance, and normally Hungary kind of drags on a little bit. It's a little bit of a sometimes boring race, but not today. It has been
no, not yet.
Eventful.
Senior and Higgins getting close to each other. Well, Higgins on Senior, I might say.
Higgins is trying the yellow tires out now. I think he's used all three, or maybe.
Yeah, I think you're. Oh, yellow tires? No, I think Higgins started on mediums, then he took the soft, and then he's back on mediums, if I'm not mistaken. I think we have yet to see him on the hards.
So he's yet to use the tire that everybody else is using.
Exactly, he's going off
skid. Always a good
yeah.
strategy, yeah, for sure. When you say, Argenis Riera, Josh Mills, Janos Magastrevi, I'm better than you guys, and I'm smarter, and I am not going to use the tire that you're using.
You guys don't know squat on tires, blah, blah, blah. And
yeah. Hey, listen, you know, this is what it is. Sometimes your car just doesn't work on that set of tires like this.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of traffic at turn 1, but most are like back markers with regulars. Brotherson and Whirl. So we got the 2 red cars, Alpha and Ferrari. These cars, you know, from the front view, you know, up front, they look quite alike.
Yep.
I think Whirl's will overtake Brotherson in the short term. And now we got a battle between Tate, Haney. Yeah, this is happening. And Tate has a fresh set of medium slicks.
There's a blue flag for a back marker ahead, which is really getting in the
Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
That was close.
Be a lot of understeer here unless you counteract that, which he did quite well. Will he go for a move up the inside here? No, he won't. It would have been exciting. It would have been a huge
it would have been
fireball of a crash, but it would have been exciting.
I would have tried.
Oh, I know you would. Something tells me that no corner is off limits for you, Francois.
Well, yeah, and for those who don't know, yours truly won his endurance race on Tuesday, so that's why he's super relaxed today.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Took advantage of everything I could.
So Tape just can't quite get close enough to Haney. He's going to get a chance at some point.
Lalancette and Acosta getting close to each other. So between 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we got battles 2 by 2, respectively.
Well, let's take a look at Acosta because
we got Tape and Haney as well. So it's hard to pinpoint what battle is the closest right now, but I think Haney and Tape is the closest, and then you got Lalancette and Acosta.
I think Acosta's going to get past Lalancette before Tape gets past Haney, because Acosta, remember, started on the hard tires, went a long time. He's got a brand new set of the
we can put a box of cookies on the table for that. I bet a box of cookies.
Any brand of cookies is acceptable, by the way.
Oreo double cream.
Single cream is fine. Like,
no, I prefer double cream. Have you ever tried those Oreos Snickerdoodle edition?
No.
Quite good.
I've tried the inverted Oreos. I've tried a few different ones. But how do you eat an Oreo? Let's stop the race here and let's just talk about, how do you eat? Are you a breaker? Do you break it in half?
No, I dip it in milk and I let it get softer a little bit. But what I do sometimes, I take 2 Oreos, I remove one of the 2 cookies, and I create a bigger cream edition, and I give the chocolate cookies without the cream to my son, and he's super happy about it. But he doesn't know I took his cream.
He's chug it up.
Yeah. Hey, while we're watching Tape and Haney. Oh, double cream by Tape on Richard Haney.
There's also a pass coming later down the order here. It's Cliff Vanley Ward just overtook Bill Worrell, who unfortunately is still struggling, and he's fell down.
Yeah, his car looks like he's dropped the anchor another time. And Lalancette and Acosta, I think Lalancette with the DRS. Yeah. Oh wow, Acosta, was that moving under braking? I think he blocked.
Aggressive.
Yeah, that was an aggressive block.
I think it isn't over. It isn't over yet. Acosta will always take a quick look for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, Acosta moved, and at the last moment, Lalancette trying to defend the position. Not sure if that was under braking, but someone else will be the judge of that. But that battle is still raging. So
I think it's going to get tasty.
Probably, yeah, most definitely.
This segment of the broadcast has been brought to you by Skechers again. I'm really going after Skechers. We went after them last time.
Yeah.
Let's go after them again. It's not going to be Oreo, you know. You're going to double down with it. So, well, Otto's dropped way back now. Tape is now, let's say, I just keep kind of bouncing back and forth between these two battles because it doesn't seem to be anything else really going on.
Well, I think this part of the race is broadcast by Purina Cat Chow.
Wait! What? Mills got overtaken by Magus Revi in the pits.
Yeah.
So Magus Revi did the undercut on Josh Mills.
How did we miss that?
Because we were talking about Oreos.
Yeah, that was way better than that.
So,
but let's see, because Mills has not said his last word, and I think Magus Revi just took that corner a bit wide.
Well,
so let's see the compounds. Oh, yeah. Mills is coming back.
He needs to get this
pass
done.
He smells blood.
Immediately, he needs to get this pass done. Like this pass.
So Magus Revi pitted prior to Mills, and he did a sweet undercut, unknown to everybody.
Yep, which we should have paid attention to. We should have seen, but instead we let our bellies get the best of us. But Mills here, I think, has a good chance. I think he has a good chance of doing this. Will Magus Revi defend? I think he probably should. He doesn't. He leaves the door wide open, and Mills goes up the inside, nice and easy.
Oh!
And there you have it.
What happened to Magus Revi? I would have defended that line.
Yep, he's now skating on the outside. So
yeah, you're right.
Obviously, thinking that Mills, you know, has as good a tires and I don't want to lose ground, but I don't really understand that decision because it's not like Magus Revi is racing anybody else other than Mills today. And so for me, holding Mills back, even if it's just for another lap, only plays in your benefit, into your favor. But Mills is free. Nothing happened. We didn't miss anything. Back to Oreos.
Oh, well, we got Lalancet and Acosta fighting as well, and Haney and Tape. I mean, there's a lot of action everywhere. So, no, we were not on a shortage of action at that time. So, the undercut, we missed the undercut because they were never close to each other.
Elise Tape is he's looking for a lunge. Oh, he did a really good fake out, but he didn't fall for it. Haney is much smarter than that. Haney's doing a very good job of actually defensive driving here. He's parking his car exactly where he needs to be. Look at, there's absolutely no space whatsoever on the inside of that turn. Like, Haney is literally just saying, you're going to have to go around the outside of me, which, you know, obviously you cannot do around this section of the track.
Look at Tape.
You get automatic driver of the day if you do a pass into the turn 6 chicane, but he will not get it done this lap.
Almost. I think Tape heard us, and he's trying to get that driver of the day award.
Tape, I will say, has been brilliant today in the dirty air. Better than most, for sure.
This is interesting.
Flips the curb. You see, he lost the control of the car, but he didn't lose much time.
Acosta and Lalancet turned one in the same time. Acosta almost spinning. Incredible. Acosta had the DRS, tried to get the outside of Lalancet or just like stick his nose, and the car slid. So he lost a few car lengths, but he's still in contention.
We almost put it in the wall there. Tape is getting frustrated. I don't know, he got on the power way too soon at the last turn and started to understeer, and he did not want to lift off the gas, and he ended up cooking his tires and he lost ground. So this fight is over for another lap. So let's see if Acosta. So both these drivers are struggling to pass. So now we're
look at Magus Revi. Magus Revi on Mills. Magus Revi in the DRS range still. So this is not over, and we got a back marker, which is the Aston Martin of Senior, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's it. Not sure. I think that's it.
It's interesting. Yep. This is when the Mercedes team starts scratching the head of why Magus Revi made the pass so easy for Mills to do if Magus Revi has the same speed that Mills has all along. Whether when Magus Revi is regretting that or not, it'll be interesting to ask that question at the end of the race if this does in fact come to mean anything. It'll also be interesting to ask him about Oreos. You know, what his favorite flavor.
I totally forgot about cookies, and I'm not hungry anymore. I'm just hungry for racing. But look at Magus Revi. Oh, well, okay, he went a bit wide there. Maybe that dirty air, but if he's still in DRS range.
Tape is close enough, but
you're right. Oh, wow.
Haney's got the DRS from the back markers, which again, there goes Tape.
Tape.
No, that's not gonna work.
Done. Yeah, he did. Tape's got the position.
Both are going to get DRS. The back marker, Haney's going to try
wide.
back around the outside. Wow,
That's incredible racing.
Hey,
Look at the traffic.
I don't know how he made that stick. Great driving from Haney. I think Richard Haney there avoided a collision because had he gone to shut the door, he would have realized that there was a bulldozer coming up the inside. So great driving from both of them. And
hey,
really
breaking news! I was saying that these two drivers were coming up to a back marker, which was Ricardo Sr. No, they're just coming behind Argenis Riera, which is just 3 seconds in front of Mills. 2 now. He's stuck behind a back marker. He just passed him
again.
Yeah, but
Acosta on set again. Acosta's going to have another chance, but he's going to be too far back. So Riera's having a bit
Riera's
of a
Oh, Magasrevi wide again, so that's gonna cost him.
So we need to wake up here because we have a race on our hands.
This is crazy. It's hard to pinpoint what to watch. Lalancette and Acosta going at it still.
And Mills is going to get the DRS from the back marker. But getting DRS from a back marker should be illegal. It should be banned in 14 countries. But look at Mills here. He's going to get the DRS. He's going to go for the slipstream. It's a dangerous game to play. If that back marker lifts off, that's a scary land to live in. But Mills is going after every thousandth that he possibly can get. He smells blood, as you said earlier.
Yep. Like a shark in the water.
So we will see whether Riera can hold on. Riera's finally got some clear air. But Mills, when you can see the driver in front of you, as we talked about this before, all of a sudden your interest level just starts to peak that little bit more. And Mills pitted before Riera did, I believe, yeah. But Magasrevi pitted before both of them did. So Magasrevi might try the undercut again. I'm assuming these guys are going to have to stop one more time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a pass going on. Senior and Higgins. Higgins just got past Senior. So Higgins is going back through the field now. So Higgins has kind of been going forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. Here goes Senior on the inside.
Ooh.
Good driving from Higgins to
side by side. Oh no, Senior in the wall. Senior in the wall. What happened there? Big crash from Ricardo Senior.
He was on.
What happened there? He was on the straight line.
Yeah, he was off the rubber when he put the power down. He was.
And his teammate passing him.
And
he's going slow. He's on the race line right there. So not cool. Not cool. What's up with that? Okay.
He blocked Mills. Actually worked out really well. I don't think it was intentional that way, but obviously.
No, he just can't drive the car.
Yeah, he's just bent. But that must be so frustrating for Riera because once again, Senior not going to get any points.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Or is he?
Oh, look what happened! Look what happened behind.
The Worrell strategy and stay out for the rest of the race in P10 and hold on to 1 point. Because that did not work last time.
You might have missed that, but one of the AlphaTauri car, Mitsalis, got distracted or I don't know, involved in the chicane and got distracted by the Aston Martin and got in the fence. So he might have damage as well, but it's not related at all with what happened earlier.
One thing we have to watch something here. Janos Magasrevi could win this race. He just put up a 17.0, fastest lap of the race. He is only 4 seconds behind Argenis Riera. We know that Magasrevi is going to do the undercut. So if he undercuts one more time, gets a good couple laps in, maybe Riera and Mills hit traffic, which again Riera is in traffic.
Yep.
Magasrevi can win this race.
Yeah, it's not impossible, and if we want to help him win the race, we have to not talk about it, just in case that Riera and Mills are listening, because they're not going to let themselves suffer from an undercut from Magasrevi a second time like that.
They might not have a choice though.
But look at Mills. Mills is stuck behind that back marker again.
Mills is playing a dangerous game by trying to get the slipstream from the.
Oh, Magasrevi almost contact with the Ferrari. Ooh. That almost cost him large.
Living on the edge.
Oof. Magasrevi came so close.
Has led, he hasn't led every lap because of the pit stops, but he's led almost every lap.
Yeah.
And you would think he's cruising out front, but far from it. Josh Mills is right behind him, 2.8 seconds. Yanis Magasrevi is right behind him. I wonder if he regrets letting Mills pass.
I'm sure he does. I mean, I would have put up a fight, you know, just protect the inside. If you lose the position, so be it. But at least try it out. But we'll know. We'll question him, like you said. You know, there might have been a reason.
I think he's trying to play the long-term game, and that usually does work out. I just don't think you should play the long-term game against Josh Mills because at the end of the day, you know, he's the guy that you're trying to race against. So Cooper and Otto Acosta, somehow McLaren, doing what McLaren do best, which is pick up very good points from kind of the back from the abyss. Cooper had a terrible start, pulled fourth place back quite comfortably, and Otto Acosta started in a different city, and he's actually put himself at the P5.
Yeah. Well, Acosta and Cooper, 4th and 5th. Well, no, Acosta 5th and Cooper 4th.
Acosta.
No, your mic is breaking up. Acosta and Lalanset. Oh wow, Acosta. Yeah, oh wow, of course. There's a crash here. What's going on?
Acosta got involved with a back marker that didn't move out of the way 100%, but Acosta just threw away.
He's out of the race.
And then it looked almost in an intentional slowdown from Acosta. Or
no, he's not. Okay, no, he's not out yet, but
he's out.
Yeah, he's out.
He's out. Yeah. Now we're seeing the red myths. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Disappointing. Disappointing. Well, there you go. The commentator's curse alive and well. Otto Acosta and McLaren no longer in fourth and fifth, and Oreo just went bust. Actually, they no longer make cookies, so the stock market has plummeted.
While Cooper is getting out of the pits.
It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly out there.
That is incredible turn of events right there.
It was from a back marker. The back marker was not getting out of the way, but you know, Acosta should have noticed that he wasn't getting out of the way, and it just wasn't worth it. So I'm not too sure on that one. I guess great drivers, you know, everybody makes mistakes. So,
but not only that, the Haas caught the slow car of Acosta after that event and ran into him. So I think that might have been tape that suffered from that, or maybe that was the back marker. Not sure.
I think it was the back marker. I just don't know if it was the same back marker. If it was the same back marker,
might have been Shepard. Yeah.
If it was the same back marker, then and there's some form of intent there, we could it could be a long day in the steward's office.
Well, so. I actually have no footage on what happened whatsoever, so we'll let the stewards and you'll keep us informed because you really have that inside view of that league. Between the two races, we'll have more answers to deliver on what went down right there. But there's a
tape is in the
wall.
Tape?
Is that tape? Yeah. Tape so lost the car.
Yeah, so Riera, I don't even know if Tape knew he was coming, but Riera was coming to lap Tape, and Tape ended up getting himself on the marbles, and another guy has lost huge points in P6. What is happening?
Well, Tape is going in the pits right now, maybe to reduce his loss.
Mills is now only 1.5 behind Riera because Riera again got caught in the back markers. The Hungaroring is fighting back today. It's
incredible.
The track is angry.
Yeah, it might be hunted or something.
Very entertaining for commentary, though. I will say.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's not boring at all. Oh, look at that. So I just saw Tape going on the white line to get the no, a larger line in turn 1. His tires crossed the line before it finished. What does that mean?
Well, it could be looked at, no doubt about it. And I think it depends on also where the intent is, right? There was no other driver coming. So
No, there was no one. There was no one.
But it's still a rule is a rule, so it could be a wrist slap. I mean, I think Tapers is still in P8, so it's almost like Oprah Winfrey is giving away points today, because in the middle of the field, anywhere from P5, Lalancet is in the cursed P5 position right now, but Haney has moved himself all the way up to P6. Because of everybody making mistakes, the experience of Richard Haney is just sitting there in the Williams. I don't think he has anywhere near that amount of pace in the car, but he is just taking the points that people keep giving him.
In the meantime, Mills 1.5 seconds behind Riera. So 20 laps to go. Yeah, it's fluctuating, you know. Sometimes the accordion effect, like 1.1, 1.5, I got 1.7, but I mean, very much fighting to get there. Magasrevi probably suffered from some back markers, so
Mills is faster. The last 3-4 laps, Mills has been considerably faster by 0.3 of a second.
True that.
Riera.
True that.
So, I'm not gonna sing live on air, but the heat is on.
Love that track, by the way.
Wow, I'm gonna take a breather here. We thought we'd have an easy race here. Yeah.
Well, the heat is on, so this race is sponsored by the new Axel Foley movie on Netflix, the Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Has the paycheck come through for that?
No, not yet. But I watched the movie for free. Oh, no, sorry. I'm paying my Netflix. Never mind. Riera with the fastest lap, responding to Mills with a 1:16.8. So increasing the gap at 2 seconds.
Nice.
I think
nice.
Magasrevi's in the pits right now, so that undercut.
Yeah. Will Magasrevi cross the line?
And look at that, he's coming out of the pits in between two cars. The two Williamses.
Now, Haney should not make the same mistake and should get way out of the way for Magasrevi, but he is going to catch him up during the worst part of the lap, probably through that twisty section. So Magasrevi needs a good lap. Will Mills pit this lap? I think he should pit this lap, because there's only 18 laps to go. So if you're going to pit, it's now or never, unless Mills is going to stay out for the rest of the race, which could really play havoc with Argenis Riera, because Riera has to respond to Mills and to Magasrevi. Perfect getting out of the way there from Richard Haney.
Well done, yeah, gentleman move. But Magasrevi's on the hard compound, right?
Mills went around again. Yep. So Magasrevi on the hard compound.
Yeah, we want that undercut to play out and provide us with a good fight at the end.
Now, is there a chance that Mills will go to the end of the race on these tires? Let me see when he pitted.
Hard compound? Ugh, I doubt it.
No, lap 38 he pitted. I really don't see it. He would need to do 30 plus laps on it, so it's possible, but I mean, Magasrevi would be a long way behind, so I don't think Mills will try that, but if he's not trying that, he should be pitting yesterday.
Pretty soon, yeah, yesterday. I love it.
Should have already pitted. And Riera won't pit until Mills pits, because you never give up the lead of the race at Hungary.
Yeah, you're right.
Just an interesting scenario right here. Magasrevi has played his hand, and this is when we're finding out who has the Joker card. Riera goes back around. Mills
Let's
goes
see
back
about
around.
Mills. Mills, yeah, Mills as well. Did they get the memo about Magasrevi?
Perhaps, but I mean, Magasrevi, it's a lot of ground to catch up if these guys are going to go to the end. He could still do it, though. There's a lot of time left, and if Mills pits now, he might come out behind Magasrevi. The question is, he doesn't seem to care about that. Now, whether that's because Magasrevi let him by so easily last time, he's kind of hoping he's going to do the same thing again, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Well, I'm thinking here that maybe they want to stretch out this this set of tire and maybe put the mediums on instead of coming back on the hard compound.
Yep, for sure. But track position's always king.
And get the fastest lap, which is Magus Revy's right now.
16.4, so only 0.3 faster than Riera, so certainly not awe-inspiring. Remember, Magus Revy still has to make these tires last till the end of the race too, so he can't just go for broke on these tires.
Yeah, but light. Oh, wow. Okay, so that Mills clipped the rumble at the exit of 12, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in the pit soon. Maybe not. Okay, I was about to point out that it's a lightweight car since there's less fuel, and is the hard compound that we have seen maybe 20 laps on pretty easily. So I wouldn't be surprised if Magus Revy still got a few good laps of performance in this compound at the end of the race.
I would love to know what Josh Mills is thinking right now. Like, does he not care about Magus Revy? Does he not see Magus Revy? Does he know he can go to the end of the race? Is he really trying that hard for the mediums and doesn't care about losing track position?
Yeah.
Is he asleep at the wheel? Is he listening to The Heat Is On? We don't know.
On the streets of Budapest.
We have a Williams fight too, Higgins and Haney. Now these two surely cannot collide with each other. 6 and 7 is a great finish for the Williams team,
so that's a good point for the team.
They need to make sure that they work it out between them.
Taking advantage of all the mishaps that happened in front of them during the race. And Lalancette in 5th, scoring good points for Red Bull as well. This is going to be really costly for Aston Martin.
Mills is dropping back quite significantly now.
Look at the gap. So it's 23.6. It used to be like 24-ish a few laps ago. So he lost a second on Max Revy.
Mills' pace has dropped right off. He's 18.1. He's had some traffic, but Mills is dropped right off. Magus Revy is not really catching fast enough.
22.7 now, Magus Revy behind Mills. Yeah, you're right. I think the undercut's going to work out. And, of course, we got no specifics on our chat. She might have information, but usually she doesn't disturb or bother her boyfriend while he's racing. So she probably has no insight of what's going on right there with Mills. I don't think Mills is happy. That's what she's saying. Not sure too, but what is he thinking about? Is he staying out on this compound and try to finish the race? Because he's still got a 23 seconds gap.
If he's doing that, you're guaranteeing second place. I mean, for me, I just think that as soon as Magus Revy pitted, Mills.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing. Yeah.
And then that way it puts the pressure on Riera to also pit. And then everybody's got the new tires, and again, you'll get the undercut on Riera, so you'll close in a little bit more. Right now, Riera is literally just sitting there. Yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Magus Revy, though, not catching up Mills anywhere near fast enough. He's 16.6, 16.6, 16.4. Mills has got some more traffic. Magus Revy's got traffic.
It's going wide. I think Mills is waiting on Riera to stop. Because if he stops, he might just try to stay out and snatch that position and try to make the tires last to the end. But I don't see it happening. I mean, there's still 14 laps, and Mills looks like he's getting. Yeah,
there is no way Riera is going to pit before Josh Mills. Like,
yeah, I know that. That's the thing.
Not going to happen. Like, Riera would literally have to. The game would have to move him into the pits in order to do that, because it just is, you cannot give away the lead at the Hungarian Grand Prix to Josh Mills.
Riera had 2 different compounds so far, did he? Right?
Yes, he did.
Just pointing a little Imola playback here.
Checking those out for sure. Magus Revy, I will say, we say this the Mills and Riera show, but Magus Revy the last few races has done a great job to catch up these two, and I think it's just a matter of time before he actually comes out with a victory.
Higgins and Haney still fighting, by the way. Yeah, true that, what you just said about Magus Revy. And look at that, Ricardo Sr. is still in 10th position, so scoring a point, actually scoring a point for Aston Martin.
How?
But still losing ground.
That is the question. We are 2 laps down in 10th. There's been a lot of attrition in the midfield. Nobody has wanted points today. Basically, after Haney and Higgins, everybody else has made pretty large error at some point. I'm not sure Oppenheim has. I didn't see any error from him. I think he's having quite a good race. P9.
Well, this is really interesting. Mills still out, 13 laps to go.
I think at this point, Mills is committing to staying out for the whole race, or he's going to have to put the soft tires on.
Perhaps.
In order to get the pass back on Magosrevi, because he's easily going to come behind Magosrevi, obviously, with the undercut. But yeah, Mills, maybe these guys are staying out, and Magosrevi was the one that got played again.
Yeah, but Magosrevi, his time is, his gap is fluctuating between 22.5 and 23.5, so he's not gaining on Mills right now.
Not enough, no. So long as Mills can hold on to the tires, which he will see the percentages, he will see, and you can see exactly how much percent you use per lap. You can do the math and the calculations, especially when you get to 10 laps to go. It's easy to divide by 10 and figure out, okay, you can usually get these tires down to maybe 30%, and then they start to really worry. So, if he's got 60% left and he's using, 2%, 3% a lap, then he's good. So,
look, Mills overtaking his teammate lapping his teammate actually. So everyone, the first 4 position on the lead lap, and Glenn Cooper is the next one on the list to be overtaken by Argenis Riera.
That's gonna happen almost immediately.
Yeah, it will. It will. I would be surprised if it doesn't.
Which again just awe-inspires the top 3 here today. It was different class. They were a different class in qualifying. There was a second between them and 4th place. Different class in the race as well.
So still watching Mills on our screen. He's gonna pass through the pits, that's for sure. So yeah, they might stretch these tires. We have seen that in the previous race. I don't remember which one it was, but we have seen it. We have seen the tire being stretched out and creating the surprise of not having that last pit stop for most people. But oh, look at that. Magosrevi now 19 seconds away from Josh Mills. So the tires are starting to fade out for Mills and Riera, because the gap between Mills and Riera hasn't increased, but the gap between Magosrevi and Mills has decreased dramatically. Let's say 3 seconds in the last lap or 2. So
I think at this point, there's no way that you can pit if you're Riera and
no.
Mills. If you're committed, you're going to the end.
Exactly. True that.
They were both waiting for each other to blink, and now they've caught themselves in a staring contest with each other, and gonna have some dry eyes by the end of this race, because these guys
I'm already starting, actually. Is there a way, Matt, that the tires drop so dramatically that you lose like a 4 second per lap, or
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, if they fall off the Van Lee Ward cliff. But hey!
Oh,
hey!
Wow. Good one. Great one.
If they fall off the cliff, then yes, then absolutely you'll start to lose 4 or 5 seconds a lap. And if the rear tires fall off the cliff, which I think it's the front tires here, but sometimes it's the rear tires. If the rear tires fall off the cliff, then you will really fall off the cliff, because you won't even be able to get round the track, because you'll just spin. I have finished the race with 9% left on the tires before, and they were blinking red. And let's put it this way: the car was not its best when it came across the line. So,
and how the drivers can see that? How the drivers in the game when the interface, all the screens and all the information. How do you see your tire wear?
So I gotta break this up. Check Josh Mills' best lap timeout. He just put up a 16.451.
What?
He matched Magosrevi's 16.451.
Wow.
Identical times. Where did that pace come from? From Josh Mills on these tires.
That is incredible. What did he have? No, he didn't have any DRS in the straight.
No, I don't believe so.
It is incredible.
How do you do that on these old tires?
That is insane. We're gonna have to ask him. That's lap 60 out of 70.
And the best part about that is he still doesn't get the point for fast lap, because
no, that's the thing. That's the worst. Yeah,
because Magosrevi did the lap sooner.
Yeah, that is
even though Josh Mills' lap was more impressive, if the commentators could vote for which one of the two would get it.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll get, sorry, Magus Revi, but we would give it to Mills in the condition his tires are. The age of his tires.
Can they get half a point each? Can we do this?
Not in this condition. Not in this condition.
That's crazy. 1,000 per second. This is not the first time in SimRacingHub this year that we have seen an exact replica of a lap time, which just shows you've got some drivers not even on the same lap as these guys, and yet these guys have put the exact same lap time up in completely different conditions.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's remarkable. It really is.
Have you ever driven the Nürburgring Nordschleife?
I have, but I still I've crashed there many times because it's one of those tracks where you think, yeah, this is the flat out bit, and then it's the hairpin, right? So.
Well, I just want to say that I did the same lap twice in a row, same time twice in a row in the Nordschleife, but imagine all the factors that are different from a lap to the other with 172 turns or something.
Are you sure the game just didn't not record a lap? Because that's pretty incredible.
No, that was just random.
So we've been talking for a while. The both Williamses are still. Higgins is right there. I don't know if he's trying to pass Haney or not.
Team orders. They're not doing anything. Or maybe we'll see like Oscar is really disappointed.
Ricardo Senior is pitting, so he's putting that 10th place at risk. But I think he will still come out ahead of Cliff Vanley Ward.
He's got the soft compound. Maybe just steal the fastest lap, but does he have the pace for that? Well, with the soft tires, I presume he does.
I think he's on the mediums. I don't think.
No, he's well. I see the reds here, but it might be a glitch.
Oh, I see the yellow. So.
On Senior?
Yeah, on Senior, I see yellow.
Oh, okay.
Who knows? So these front two obviously now are not going to pit. They never were. They're probably laughing at us, being like, "Guys, undercut does not matter because we were never going to pit."
Well, that's the second time they actually counter an undercut from Magus Revi by not pitting. That now I remember. Don't remember the track, but that's what happened. Yeah.
Sometimes you've got kings and you go up against pocket aces. So that's what's happened to Magus Revi today.
Look at that. I still have red marks on the tires from Ricardo Senior.
Yeah, my yellow has turned to red, so the tire guru has got me once again. So we'll see whether Senior can put in a fast lap of the race right here.
Because this would be his best chance right now. The first lap on the the first hot lap, let's per se, on the soft compound.
Yep, this will be the ideal lap.
Tape in the pits.
Magus Revi put up an 18.0 in that battle somewhere. That must have been after Mills put up the 16.4. I think what happened was his heart stopped working. And that can happen sometimes when he saw that time, because he probably was so distracted with, wait, what? Like I didn't. That maybe he made a mistake. And but definitely I would recommend that No Specifics definitely does not go and talk to Josh Mills, because my wife walked in one time on one of my races. She opened the door and said hi, and I'm pretty sure I put it into Rosette in the stands. And the best part about this is you look at the wife clearly knowing that she was the cause of that, but you can't say anything because your marriage is at risk.
Look at that Senior. Not even close.
Nope.
And I'm surprised that we only have 4 DNFs. I'm touching wood, but yeah, we had more on track that were not that tricky.
For sure. And honestly, I think Ottawa Costa, even with the collision at the back marker, would have easily finished certainly at least behind the Williamses. He still would have got some really good points. So.
Oh, Acosta, yeah. I think. He was.
What happened?
Yeah, unfortunate for him. He had such a good race. And we saw the frustration. I think he just drove the car into the wall out of frustration.
Yep. Obviously, we hope that that's what happened and not what happened to Felipe Massa at that turn.
Oh,
Riera's
yeah,
left the
right.
race. Riera's gone.
What? Yeah, you're right.
He's DNF'd.
What's
Riera's
going
gone.
on? What is going on with Riera right now?
Connection issue. Josh Mills is going to win the race. Mic drop.
Well, it's not totally true. We never know what's going to happen. 5 laps left, but was that a disconnection from Argenis Riera?
We haven't seen that this year, but that can happen.
Yeah, well, there's supposed to be a storm here, a rainstorm, so I could lose internet or electricity right now, but that was an instant DNF on Riera. He's not going to score any points. So
the ironic thing is had this happened 3 laps from now, he actually would have finished 5th because everybody else was a lap down.
Yeah.
But it's not going to work. He's not going to score points like you said.
Yeah, that's what I was calculating with all the laps behind. But what a shocker!
Unless he can get back into the room. If he got kicked just out of the game, he could actually come back into the room before the guys.
He's still in third as we speak, which is crazy.
It is, yeah. It's still in third. So yeah, technically, if he came back into the room right now, he would actually have a chance of finishing 9th. At only worth 2 points because Oppenheim was 2 laps down. He's gonna fall. Yeah, he's starting to fall down the times now. Finally,
whoa, that is so big.
That's a huge blow. And Magus Revi now, he's gonna finish second. Josh Mills with first. I don't think it was a mistake from Riera. I don't think that the tires.
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen anything like that.
No, it was a connection issue, likely. I don't think his engine blew or anything like that.
Wait, we might have insight here from our producer. You have anything to say? Yeah, it looks like a disconnection from Riera. That's the information that we...
Williams.
Williams are fighting.
Fighting, yeah, they overtook each other.
We still have a race on here, but we're under the shock.
Riera is still in P7, so he's scoring more points than me and you right now.
Well, Magus Revi...
He's rejoined the race! Riera has rejoined the race! He's gonna finish P8! This is hilarious!
What? Look at that, yeah, he's rejoined!
Can Jeff Oppenheim overtake Argenis Riera?
Riera with the hard compounds. So he's rejoining with the same tires that he had,
right?
Fast
lap. Riera's going to get one chance to do the fast lap of the
race. Does he have new tires or?
I don't know. I've never seen anybody rejoin the race and still be in the points before. This has never happened before. I've never seen this. This is just eventful. So, Riera, you just can't get rid of him. Not even electricity can get rid of Argenis Riera from scoring points today. That just shows the dominance that he had, that he's actually going to be still in P8.
Well, he's on the medium compound. It's just changed. So, yeah, he might have a shot at doing the fastest lap. I mean, he must have a knife between his teeth. Like, that's an expression in French, like the couteau entre les dents.
He's not going to get any positions. Yeah, he's not going to.
No, but he will want to grab that extra point. He will be aggressive on that lap. I'm going on board with him personally because I don't think there's anything to watch. Going cockpit view with Riera, I think he deserves it for leading that race and being disconnected. Let's give him props and look at his last lap. And Magus Revi 13 seconds behind Mills. So
I'm really not sure if Riera has the new tires or not. Like
he's got mediums on. So those are new.
Oh, true. Yes, he was on the hards, right? So he does have a brand new set. So this should be the easiest fast lap of the race.
Well, he's got a back marker in front of him. No, is that tape? No, that's not tape. Tape.
Tape's out.
Tape is out. Tape is out. It's incredible.
Another
What
disconnect.
happened to Elise Tape?
And
Another disconnection. So
where will Tape finish? Because Tape was 1 lap ahead of these other guys.
I think he's gonna finish behind Riera.
He's going to be down. He's going to be,
And
out of
he
the
will. I think he will retain that 8th position.
No, he's going to be out of the points. I think there's still 1 more lap to go.
Is
So,
there? Oh yeah, you're right.
So by 1 lap, he's going to be out of the points. Riera is going to finish P7. He didn't get the fastest lap.
No, but he's close. He's close. What a shocker! What a shocker of a race! This is incredible, and it's so unfortunate for Tape. Having been, but Tape had a lot of misfortunes in that race, and this is like the cherry on the sundae of misfortunes.
Ricardo Sr. is going to score 2 points today. So, we knew that was going to happen all along, right? Cliff Vanley Ward is going to get a point. He's going to steal a point. He only has to pass Tape when Tape is sitting in the garage right now. So I think when Vanley Ward, there he goes into P10.
Unfortunate for Tape. We got Haney and Higgins fighting it out last lap. They're real close to each other. The two Williamses. Yeah, with a back marker. We got to give them props. They're still together and fighting it out. And look at the gap between Magus Rivi and Mills. 11 seconds.
What?
Oh!
Getting very close. A little too close. You got to be careful.
Mills won the race, by the way. It's done.
No.
Oh, there's a crash. Yeah, it's done.
I don't think so.
Was there?
No,
Oh, that's the last lap, because I just saw a crash between an Alpine and a Ferrari then after turn 1.
More action.
Oh, there's a lot of action.
If we rejoin the race right now, would we get points? Like if we just decided to do a lap?
I'm sure we could.
This is wild. Like I've never seen anything like this. And Riera has a new set of mediums, we think, but is not getting the fast lap of the race. You know what may have happened? He may have not loaded his setup correctly. That sometimes happens. Oh, there's a Ferrari on the inside, Apex!
Yeah, okay, yeah, not gonna happen the lap here, that's for sure. Sean Higgins lost the car.
He spun. He didn't take out his teammate. He spun. He's in the cursed P6 position.
This is crazy. Have you seen that Ferrari with that win? Josh Mills arriving and winning that race in a dramatic fashion, passing by Steve with his flag. Well, there's a... What? They waved the flag. That was not the checkered flag. What kind of flag is this?
Easy as can be.
And Magus Revi in 2nd position. Cooper...
Wild.
Well, Cooper is far behind, so...
Yeah, but at this point, I think everybody else has passed the line, so Cooper's gonna finish 3rd, even if he disconnects.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody disconnect and finish P7 5 laps from the end.
This is so dramatic. And there was a crash when I said I think the race is finished. Wasn't quite sure who crossed the line, but I saw an Alpine and a Ferrari crashed onto each other after turn 1 when Mills passed by them. So it could have been dramatic for Mills as well if he got entangled in that dramatic crash. So many things that happened there as Cooper is, finishing his lap, and we got Jean-Pierre Lalancette. I'm not sure if Lalancette has finished his race as well, because he's not a lap. Okay, he's like a lap behind or not a lap behind. Not sure.
Wow. But speechless. Oh, there's drivers crashing even on the in lap. We just need to get these cars stopped.
This race has to stop.
The madness. Let the madness end.
Incredible.
Del Castillo almost got points, even though I don't think he ever took turn 1 correctly. Senior stole 2 points. Jeff Oppenheim easily in 8th place with points. Even though he didn't make it back to the pits, he stopped on the grass.
You're right. He's mowing the lawn.
Yeah. Okay. This is Sim Racing Hub, sponsored by Oreo.
Sure thing.
You know, it's very predictable. I don't think I've ever seen a race like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's talk about that result. Josh Mills winning the race. He was not far behind Riera for the whole race, but in a dramatic fashion, Riera just suffering from internet mishaps. And I've always said that it's like losing your engine. But in this game, you can lose your engine literally. So, I mean, it's so different, and we will have the drivers in our chat in order to ask some questions. But so quickly, Mills in first position, Magus Revi, another second place at a podium, 2 weeks in a row. No, sorry, 2 races in a row for him, and Glenn Cooper from McLaren. Getting that third step of the podium, followed by Jean-Pierre Lalancette in fourth position, Richard Haney in fifth, and Sean Higgins in sixth. Good show from the 2 Williams driver. Great results on their part. Riera coming back in seventh position after the disconnection and losing a few laps. So kudos to that performance. Led the race all the way, but you never know. Nothing's finished until it's finished. Jeff Oppenheim in 8th, Ricardo Sr. Scoring points for the Aston Martin team in 9th, and wrapping up the top 10, Cliff Van Leeuwaert. Matt, I think we got our drivers here: Cooper, Magus Revi, and Mills. Who would you like to start with, just to talk about that incredible turn of event of a race that we had?
Well, I think we have to start with Mills.
Yeah.
Because you knew you were going to win the race the whole time, right, Josh? Like you had everything worked out. This was exactly what's going to happen. I mean, what did you think when all of a sudden Riera disappeared?
Well, first I was just wondering what happened. Lap traffic, did he spin? Because we were getting down to the end of those hard tires. That was the longest stint of the race. So wondered if he dropped it or anything, but looks like it was just a disconnect, and unfortunate for him because I think he had it under control. Thought I had a chance maybe last couple laps, depending on tire wear, where we both were at, but I'll take it, I guess.
How did you do that lap? How did you do the 16.4 on those tires? And was this planned for you to go all the way to the end, right from the second that you put that set compound on? Or were you thinking about pitting when Magus Revi pitted? Like, we were trying to figure out what was going through your mind.
Yeah, when I pitted, it was like I have to make these tires last the rest of the way.
Okay.
34 laps is a long way, but maybe with the light fuel, it was possible. And in the end, I made it work. But yeah, when Janos pitted, I contemplated it because I think I could have covered him off if I had pit 1 or 2 laps after he did.
Yeah, that's what we said. Yeah.
And it was either fresh tires or play the long game and see where Argenius and I end up with our old hard tires. So I kind of just stuck with it.
Yeah, that's what we thought, because we knew that you were probably waiting on maybe Riera to pit, and you were stuck between these 2 drivers. And we predicted the undercut by Janos, but after like 2 or 3 laps of you not pitting, we said like maybe they're going to go to the end, and now he has to, you're committed at some point. And Janos kind of grinded a few seconds after his pit stop, but like 5 laps till the end, he was really, really grinding. So it could have been really costly if there was just a few more laps in this race, and Janos might have had the proper strategy there.
Yeah, it was a good strategy. I think it ultimately wasn't the fastest, but it made us think up front, what to do.
And Janos, when did it dawn on you that they might not stop?
Well, I mean, I had the plan to do a two-stop as well, but there was so much traffic. Traffic was really a factor here tonight. So
Yeah.
midway, I decided, well, let me go for 3 and then push the hell out of these hard tires. And yeah, it almost worked out. I knew these guys were gonna struggle at the end with the grip, but yeah, it wasn't enough. A couple of misfortunes there with traffic again, but I don't think I would have had the pace to beat these two guys. I will take the second place any day.
Yeah.
Oh, you were quite fast. We saw. I don't know if you guys knew about that, but you had the exact same fast lap at a certain point. You had the fastest lap. Janos, you had the fastest lap with your new tires, and then Josh did the exact same lap, which I think was a 1:16.451 with an old set of tires, which was really impressive. So you guys had quite the same pace through the end. And I'm going to steal your question, Matt, because you stole one of mine. Janos, did you regret not defending on the overtake by Mills when he?
I couldn't do much there. I mean, I don't know the wings that Josh had on that Red Bull, but he was just flying on that straight. When I was behind him, I couldn't get nearby. Even the closest I got was like 3/10. That was with DRS, full DRS deployment, everything, and still not even close. So yeah, not much to defend there.
All right.
And right now,
I should have covered the inside line. I know, but I left it open.
Yeah, it was wide open, but it was okay. We were wondering whether you were kind of baiting them into thinking that we wonder whether Mills would pit again and kind of be like, I can pass Janos, no problem, because he let me by last time, and then you shut the door on him the second time around. But Cooper, we have to talk to him because
definitely
he's been lurking in this room kind of quietly, and he found his way onto the podium here, and I think he'd be pretty pleased with that because it didn't look like that was going to be the case. I'd like to start from the start, Glenn. Like, what happened? Did you actually get contact in turn 1? Because I know there was a bit of stuff going on.
I think I did. I had a bad start. I think tape come up my inside on the outside, and then I had Jean-Pierre coming up on my inside, and I could see him just out the corner of my peripheral vision. And I thought if I turn him, we're going to hit. Maybe we did touch because I was showing some damage, but I didn't really feel it. And then it was just a question then of trying to get by those guys. And obviously, you probably saw came together with tape.
Yeah,
at some point. But I mean, I was on the inside. I was turning left. He was coming around me. So it's not like I turned out into him or anything. So I couldn't really do anything about it. He just sort of come across me as we're going around the corner. So all I could do.
You think racing incident possibly?
I think so. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm sure he might see it a different way, but I mean, I'm on the inside and I'm just trying to hold my line around the turn. So I didn't run him out wide, I don't think, but that's how it goes. And then after that, it was a pretty quiet race, really. I was, I did finally get lapped by Janice, and I was literally just like throwing stones at his car, and I even pulled off a few sandbags from mine and tried to throw that at his car, and then eventually he just disappeared. So
yeah, there you go. It worked. Whatever you threw at him, and
it did. Yeah.
I've never seen. Have you ever seen anybody disconnect from a race with 6 laps to go and still finish P7?
He was gonna go with the fastest lap at the end. I was looking at him because I think he joined and he had fresh tires with 6 laps to go.
Mediums.
I pushed everything I could to get the blue flags and force him to abort that lap because he was gonna take it.
Was he okay? Because we were wondering, he didn't look that fast, even though he had the new tires on. So we were wondering, like, whether the game had maybe not loaded his setup. Like,
no, it did, because I was looking at my Delta and he was going green all the way, and he was faster. So it was to a point where he saw the blue flag and he had to pretty much abort that lap.
Yep.
So you got it.
Yeah, that was the plan. I needed to get one more point out of him somehow.
Well, good race, guys. Seriously, there was a lot of action, a lot of drama. We will have probably more questions. We have a few questions in our mind for next week. That what happened exactly with your teammate Glenn Otto Acosta, because he had an unfortunate crash, I think, with a back marker. We kind of missed it. We didn't have much screen vision on this. So
I heard lots of shouting. I can tell you that much. There was all kinds of strange words that I've never heard before coming from the bowels of his wherever, and he was pretty fired up. He was.
Well, yeah. So
we know.
Matt will investigate on that in between during the 2-week pause, because we're going to see each other in 2 weeks at Spa, if I'm not mistaken. There's no pause for us like the real Formula One. There's no Olympic pause for the Sim Racing Hub. We're going to have races every 2 weeks, and we're even going to have like a double header at the end of the month of August. But yeah, there's a lot of things that went down, a lot of crashes. So we will want answers for.
I'm curious. How did you guys see my when I came together with tape?
Oh, well, we just saw the screen. You guys were side by side, and it was just a contact. For us, looks like a racing incident, but we saw it from the side, so we don't know like exactly your trajectory. So we cannot really pronounce our. We cannot 100%, say if it's like a fault of one or the other, or just a regular racing incident. But from what I saw, it looked like we were just racing hard, and that was a really small contact with not that much impact. It had impact, but Tape managed to not lose that much time and get back on the throttle. So he lost maybe 3 or 4 seconds only.
I think there wasn't much there. I wondered whether you would just kind of let him back by, just because Tape did a really good job of saving it. Like he actually we thought he was going to spin around, but he actually didn't. He was only about 3 seconds behind you, so we thought maybe kind of let him back by and have another go, but you didn't, and obviously we'll see what happens with that at the end. But it certainly wasn't the worst contact that we saw today.
Oh no,
there was a lot more incidents than that going on. So and I don't want it to take away from your great podium. So congrats on that for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. So it's fun to have a chat with you. Congrats to all of you for the great result. Congrats also to other drivers that did well today. The Williams guys, Riera that had a great race, but unfortunately the disconnection, and I think Tape had a disconnection also at the end. So we had a few misfortunes as well. So we'll see each other in 2 weeks' time. During that, you guys are going to practice hard, I guess, for Spa-Francorchamps. I don't know if you guys like that track, but I'm sure we're going to have a good show. Matt, any last word that you want to provide before we all go to sleep?
The heat is no longer on.
Okay, let's go grab some Oreos and have a good night's sleep. So thank you guys for being here. And on behalf of Nicholas in the booth, filling in for Jas, me and Matt, we wish you a good 2 weeks and a good rest of your evening and a good night. Thank you very much. See ya.